Okay, so all right. So just to introduce myself, I'm Chanchai. I've been playing Virtua Fighter a long, long time, and I'm really happy that you've got some interest in Virtua Fighter lately. Assassino from KDQ from Colorado told me about you, and I've been seeing your enthusiasm, and then I also liked watching your process when you were checking out VF, and your process was very interesting. But like, it seems like you have actually a lot of experience, and you're simulating things in your as you were trying stuff out, kind of like meant to have a mental image of where things are going, and I thought it was pretty good.
Thank you.
So
That really means a lot. I am so excited for for this game. I never touched it when I first started picking up fighting games or competing because it looked really intimidating. But I guess just I mean I could say that about so many other fighting games I compete in now. Like for example, Blaze Blue, everything along those lines. So I think once I actually finally sat down and like you mentioned that series you saw where he was helping me out, I was having the time of my life. This game is so sick. And I'm just excited to learn more.
absolutely, I'm really glad that I VF is a tricky one. It's kind of like I you came from Tekken, right? Or what games did you come from? Which fighting games from?
I guess I started out with Tekken, but now I compete in a lot of stuff from Blaze Blue, Street Fighter, picking up Soul Calibur as well. I compete in Under Night. I've competed in Dragon Ball. So kind of a little bit of
Awesome.
everything.
No, that's really wonderful, and all of that experience obviously is gonna like just it does get funneled, and I think VF has something to add to all that, but I think all those experiences definitely have a lot to add to VF. So,
Okay,
um,
okay.
and I had the impression of that. Feel free to jump into training mode if you like.
Oh,
That kind of
awesome.
gives you some kind of feedback. And then looks like you're. Which character are you leaning most towards right now? Actually.
So all the characters, it's one of those things where all the characters look so cool, but man, I don't know. Leon Lion, I know he's pronounced different things,
Yeah.
but he's pretty sick. I thought Brad was cool because I play Steve in Tekken,
Hmm.
but I don't know. There's just I kind of my mindset kind of wanted to be. I wanted to not only try out a new fighting game, but then try out I guess a character archetype, I guess you would call it,
Yeah.
of something I've never really like messed with before, and just seeing him and the way he plays and stuff. Not only do I think he's super cool, but on top of that, he's kind of not, I guess, at least from what I think, not my playstyle. So I thought it'd be really, really cool just to like do all of it at once.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's put it on. Sorry, I know you just jumped in there.
Oh no,
Let's go
it's
ahead
okay.
and you can do character select from here. Set it Leon versus Leon, and
Okay.
let's do training mode stage.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, no. Well, the good thing is Leon is my main character, and so I can tell you so much about Leon. But I can definitely tell you a lot about Virtua Fighter as well.
Ooh. So this
Um,
one, correct?
yep, training room,
Okay.
correct. Yeah. Now, training room, it says it's a full open 16 by 16. It's a 12 by 12 when it's got the
The
cage on.
cage. Okay.
So so the yeah, I'll ask you a bit more about your experience with VF though so far, but I do want to put in that I think um so that you competed in Under Night, it's a pretty big deal. I think Under Night has some interesting similarities or parallels to
Oh,
VF in a way, in that they both have this so-called grounded design. The Under Night, it's hard to say that's a grounded game, but compared to a lot of air dashers, it's like the anime fighter that is less air dashery, but it still very much has an air
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
you know.
No, I get what you're saying. It makes sense.
But the thing is, they seem to come at each other. They come to a similar point from opposite angles, from my observation. My understanding of Undead's very limited. But what the place where they collide, where they meet,
Mhm.
is the games are very free flow. But
Uh-huh.
in Under Night, you kind of have to have good defense. You have to like know how to block everything like an anime fighter first
Yeah.
before you get to that free flow. Virtua Fighter, you kind of start with what seems chaotic coming from other fighting games, but then you start to rein it in as you realize how to control the situation a little more.
Uh-huh.
With the kind of with the balance between both, with both defense and counter offense.
Mhm.
So the thing about VF is that it's for coming from other fighting games, it's very chaotic first, and then you kind of learn how to control. You kind of already had some sense of that from just from watching you pick up VF at first, and with others giving you guidance.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you. Thank you.
that said, it's also, I think it was your Tekken background that was also kind of feeding some of that, and probably playing Soul Calibur's got to be doing a lot too. So so far, how are you feeling with Virtua Fire? Like, what is the game looking like to you? What's the picture that you're seeing this game?
Right now, it's so easy to like get sucked into like, optimal stuff, like, crazy, silly, goofy stuff like that. But I'm trying so hard not to like to hyper focus on that and more of like focus on, since because this is kind of new to me, where I see it a lot in like just everywhere because it's such like a good universal tool, crouch jab,
Yeah.
where to like see what options do I have with this on block or on hit, stuff like that. I think it's starting off with the small buttons to really, the small buttons to get the big stuff, that leads to combos. Like, I think at first I was a little intimidated by combos, but it seems like, at least from what I've experienced with this specific character, I'm sure it might be different from other stuff, but with other characters as well. Once you get like one combo down, it's kind of the same altogether, besides like maybe either swapping out the bound for an ender if it's a smaller combo or a heavier character, or like it's just small, like small adjustments. But once you get the combo down, for the most part, like you're gonna be doing like this string ending with this maybe, or if it's a ring out, of course you'll want to do this, or stuff like that. I might be wrong, I'm not too sure, but
You're pretty much on the money.
okay.
So number one, combos are actually generally they're the easy part. They can be as easy as you like, and you're still gonna, in this particular game, Final Showdown and up, you're gonna be doing good damage regardless.
Mhm.
But the most important thing, you locked in that it's how do I win combat, and combat's gonna be the biggest factor. The
Mhm.
combos are pretty easy, and the combos don't have to be so hard. Like, yes, when you are at the highest levels, you want to squeeze out most out of a situation,
Yeah.
and a lot of other fighters kind of teach us to min-max right away. And for
Mhm.
beginners, it's good to teach them how to do damage because they need some kind of strategic objective to help them win, right?
Yeah.
But you're correct. It's the core fundamental boxing is really the most important thing in VF. Earlier when you talked about Leon, you talked about as an archetype, and there is kind of this archetype, but really VF is very much system first. There's only
Okay.
like there are some characters that will force knowledge checking, but for the most part, it's understanding the system first,
Mhm.
understanding how to do boxing first, understanding how to do grappling first. Every character in this game is a striker. Every character is a grappler. That's probably the number one thing to drill into people, because the
Okay.
core mix-up of the game is attack throw. It's not mid-low.
Uh-huh.
Mid-low is a mix-up that you can do, but there's reasons why in Virtua Fighter it can be more risky and less rewarding. And we'll talk about that, right? The main thing is that even Leon is considered to have some of the best lows in the game, right? But
Yeah.
but they are all very punishable, right? Just like most, just like Tekken and a lot of 3D fighters, they are very risky.
Mhm.
So the utility of them is that they're undermining somebody that wants to do a standing guard. They're undermining people that want to do high attack. You know,
Yeah.
but if you play 3D fighters, you know this by now, but in 3D fighters, mid attacks are pretty much the best attacks where they can be squeezed in simply because they don't get crushed, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so like if you have a choice between a mid attack and a mid attack generally is better, but the reasoning being that you can control a situation better with a mid attack. You can enforce the frames of a situation with a mid attack a bit more than you can with a high, because a high attack can be slipped under, right? It can be a
Yeah.
crouched attack. And if the high attack is a big enough attack, it can be ducked and whiff punished, right? Whereas with low attack, could be hop attack, could be hopped over, and can be crushed with a hopping attack, right?
Yeah. Which
That
I've seen some stuff. I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen some people kind of like immediate just like ring out just off of that. Or
right.
yeah.
So, um, how has the how has the core boxing of Virtua Fighter been explained to you, or how does it seem?
It seems so from my experience, 2 days or so altogether. It's definitely a lot faster in Tekken, for sure.
Okay.
Uh there's a lot of opportunities to steal your turn back if the opponent isn't careful.
Right.
Uh
So actually, that's a big point here. So I'm going to make this clarification because it is something that stands about Virtua Fighter.
mhm.
Um, Now, I'm not totally against the turns paradigm, but when the way I look at VF personally is that it's always your turn,
Okay.
and it means it's also always your opponent's turn. Now, there are limits to that, but
Yeah.
that said, the turns paradigm is really good for teaching people general flow. In other fighting games, it's super important to understand because you really do get locked out of
Mhm.
decision making. And you have no agency for a while. Like you have to wait for your agency in a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
But in Virtua Fighter, you don't really like that. Only lasts for like a split second. This is a game that flows 1 to 2 moves, and that's where you're saying it's fat. Like a lot of your audience might say, "Oh, VF feels slow and clunky," right? And the clunkiness is trying to play it like the flow where they're trying to lock the opponent down and they can't, you know.
Yeah.
And so like it feels overwhelming for them, it feels messy for them because they're trying to lock somebody into block stun, right? Like Under Night.
Mhm.
But Under Night it's what it is Under Night's flow is like, okay, if you know how to pressure, at some point they know how to defend it. So there's all these points where you start deviating from that to try to get them, punish them for defending correctly.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's very much the turns paradigm, but there's the free flow option, but you need to know how to really put that pressure first, right?
Mhm.
And then the other guy needs to know how to defend that. And then now we're free flowing because he starts seeing you break away from that, from the typical routine, right?
Okay. Okay.
With,
Yeah.
with Virtua Fighter, it's kind of the thing is that the core thing I'd say about Virtua Fighter, you for whatever your opponent's doing, there's almost always multiple good answers for what they're doing. And the same for you, same the other way around. For whatever you are doing, there's almost always multiple good answers for what you are doing. And this is very scary for a lot of people coming from other fighting games.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely like incredibly crazy.
Like Tekken, you're gonna like try to maintain plus as long as you can and enforce your will. and
Yeah.
then and apply pressure, and they have to really, really find that moment, like that crack that they can slip into and kind of flip it over, And so that's where they'll say those are strong fundamentals. But in Virtua Fighter, the best way for you to exercise control in the fight at first is with is basically with boxing, like classic boxing, like how to use a jab. So high jab, right? Punch and
Yeah.
guard cancel. This and guard cancel is better than doing like punch punch, or better than doing punch punch punch. It's gonna be +5 on normal hit. On counter hit, it's +8. And the
Ooh.
thing is if they block it, it's +2. This is VF doesn't have many plus on guard moves. This is high jab is one of them. So
Okay.
with are you familiar with boxing, like having the jab and the straight and then forming the 1-2?
A little bit, and then you have, like, ooh, I don't want to say a little bit and then say something incorrectly. But yeah, like, this is kind of, I'm assuming in this aspect it'd be like, this is to either keep your turn or to read how the opponent is. If they're a contest heavy kind of player, they will get hit by this. If they're, a little bit more patient stuff, they won't get hit by this. And then in scenarios, if I'm like a little bit further away and I want to approach with something fast, I could do like this, just to check, like, to not only interrupt if they're gonna stop me from approaching, but also it's a way for me to approach with something that's fairly relatively safe, and then kind of stop them from doing it.
Right. Yeah. That is the gist of it. But let's go back to basics on like a jab in boxing.
Okay.
A jab in boxing is the reason it's like the most important attack in boxing is it's disruptive. And so in the context that you laid out, it's disruptive because it's just really fast, so it's going to win a lot of situations. It's going to call out things that are slow. Okay? But there's another thing. The trait of the jab in boxing is that it's actually a good jab is supposed to be faster on the return than it is on the delivery. And like if you look at like one of the best boxers ever, Floyd Mayweather, their jabs are literally just tapping the opponent. They're just scoring points with their jab, but it's also because it sets up your other moves. So in Virtua Fighter, there's not many plus on block moves, but the jab is one of them. So if you set the like, let's press start and go to, first we'll do CP setting, guard and counter attack number 2. So move it all the way to the right.
Oh, okay.
More number 2. So this one is going to low punch. Okay. So go ahead and do a high jab. It's going to low punch you back, right? And so if you were to do high jab, that wouldn't be so good, right? Why? Because high jab is crushed by the low attack, right? By crouching attack specifically.
Yes.
Okay. So now Leon is one of 4 characters that has the really fast high jab of 11 frames, but almost everybody has a 12 frame jab. Everybody else has a 12 frame jab except for Leon, Pi, and Eileen. Those 4 characters are the only ones with 11 frame jab. That said, their damage is lower. And here's a big difference between Tekken and Virtua Fighter. In Tekken, if both players like hit at the same time, they both hit. Okay. In Virtua Fighter, if they both hit at the same time, then in Virtua Fighter, if they both hit at the same time, the higher damage wins.
Really?
This is a big difference. So now I'm going to show you the Virtua Fighter's 1-2. Okay. You're gonna do P and then guard cancel it, and that, you know what the guard cancel does, right? It tells the game you don't want to do a string.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So because of that, you're gonna get the maximum frame benefit of your attack by guard canceling. Okay. And you're not gonna have to wait and delay. You're going to be able to do an attack right away after that. So for example, we could say a very secure one is high jab into low jab. Right? But do it really fast. Like commit to it. There you go. Now you're winning on speed. you're attacking them 2 frames before they're attacking you with the low jab. Okay,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oh, okay. I see. It's a
Okay,
little... Okay.
so
I see.
okay. Now, Virtua Fighter, here's a big difference in the design of Virtua Fighter compared to almost every other fighting game, right?
Mhm.
You'd characterize Virtua Fighter's attacks as being relatively slow compared to a 2D fighter, right? They're in line with
So
Tekken, but if we
I
compare
would
them to a 2D,
say, yeah, I would say yes, but I think it's one of those things because I'm trying to learn it and I'm at the beginning stages of it. It seems incredibly foreign to me and fast, but I'm sure once later down the lines, once I start getting acclimated with some of this stuff, it'll definitely, the pace will start to be
indeed,
more visualized. Yeah.
100%. So, part of a design of the game is also how it's affecting your mental stack.
Mhm.
And Virtua Fighter is a very mental stack heavy game, like Under Night, actually. you know.
Yeah.
Um, so this so what I'm gonna say about the design of the between these, in a lot of other fighters, um, like an attack's gonna create a stun,
Uh-huh.
you know, and
Yeah.
we're able to react to the stun. This is why in Tekken you can see when you should like guard punish, right? And you can see
Yes.
like you can hit confirm. And so, okay, when I block this and I see that, now I can do it because there's enough stun to give you time. 2D fighters also are built this way because the human the human brain
Mhm.
wouldn't really be able to react so quickly without this like stun, allowing us to kind of see this hit confirmable effect. Vir- it is my impression that Virtua Fighter's stun and recovery is a little faster than other fighters.
Oh, definitely. From what I've seen and like from what I've messed with on like what's punishable, like on this character in particular, I've been like, wow, that's crazy.
Right. So what becomes important then to do, but Virtua Fighter has a very, are you familiar with input buffers? What that means?
Yeah.
Okay, so Virtua Fighter's input buffer is really generous. Have you heard the number yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Virtua Fighter's input buffer, if your character is stuck, like in recovering from whether they whiffed or they got stuck, like they got blocked, or even from their own hit, the stun that goes to them, right? They're stuck in a when you're in a recovery, you could input almost any move 12 frames. You could finish inputting it 12 frames
Whoa.
before you recover, and
That
your
is
character will do it.
insane.
Yeah, it's so the trick with Virtua Fighter, the difference between Virtua Fighter and most fighting games, you need to like wait for that stun to recover and then input your thing, or in a lot of 2D fighters, you can kind of do a motion, but you got to finish it at like that perfect timing zone, right? Um, Virtua Fighter encourages you to input early, make a decision
Oh,
early, input early, and like your character will just usually do it. Like when they recover,
interesting.
they'll be frame tight. So it's easy to be frame tight in VF if you get used to this. Whereas like in other games, you need to kind of wait and time it kind of perfect. Street Fighter, you could input like specials and supers early, but you gotta like, but when you're doing normals or when you actually hit the button, that's kind of got to be on time, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's why in Street Fighter, it's really strict about, okay, I block this and I'm gonna respond with this attack, but like you feel like you've got like 3 or 4 frames to actually, like a 3 or 4 frame window to get the timing right.
Interesting. Okay.
But with the fighter, you're like, no, just finish the whole motion, the whatever you're doing, finish it early. Now,
Huh.
what makes this hard? What makes this hard at the beginner level is that the basic pokes, the high jab, the low jab, the elbow, the core attacks of the boxing have very little stun. So you have very little time, and you kind of have to commit to doing a lot of your mix-ups when you're using the fast pokes. You got
Mhm.
to commit to like defending. You got to commit to whether you're going to attack a little quicker.
Yeah.
But like for example, to show this input buffer in its most naked form, I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind off the boxing for a bit, and we'll get back to the boxing.
No, it's
But I
okay.
think this is Go ahead and press start and set the CPU to guard and counterattack. Let's move it over one to number 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, mid attack. Okay. All right. So now, let's say you're doing. Are you familiar with how the evades work in this game? Sidestepping?
These?
No, that's offensive move. But are you familiar with the regular one? Just up and neutral, down
Oh
and
yeah.
neutral.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Do you know the rules of the evades? What causes an evade to be successful or not successful?
So I'm assuming it has something to do with not only stepping in the correct direction, because if
That is
it's
yeah, those are factors, yes. But the
okay.
number one fact, there's a bigger factor. So the bigger factor is this. Ever since Virtua Fighter 4, evades have become what we call what I would say is digital. They're state-based. It's more like a parry and third strike than it is an actual sidestep in like Tekken or Soul Calibur. So here's the thing. Right now, there's a reason that you're failing evade. You're seeing a failed evade when you do this. And you're feeling like you have to time it. And this is because the number one rule for evades, if you evade before your opponent attacks, it's going to fail.
Oh.
You need to be evading at like while they're in the execution, the iframes of their attack. So if you're doing +2 and you evade, this is why it's failing. So now, what you did was you trained yourself to wait and to do like other fighters. So now let's do something that's minus. Do a low punch. Do a low punch into an evade.
Oh.
See? Now you're doing it no problem. And do it early. Like input that evade really early.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So you need. So it's better
That's
to be
crazy.
minus. It's better. Like evading is a defensive option. It is not meant to be an offensive option. It's meant to be a defensive option. The Japanese name for this type of sidestep is DM, which stands for defensive move. This was a change in VF4. Virtua Fighter 3 has the sidestepping we know that's more spatial, but Virtua Fighter 4 changed it to being a more defensive technique. And it's more like a sidestep in King of Fighters than it is a sidestep in 3D Fighters.
Okay.
So being minus is better, right? Now here's the thing. You want to test that input buffer? Let's do sidekick. So do your sidekick.
This?
No, 3K. So we're gonna use numeric notation.
Oh, okay, got it.
Well, down forward is 3, right? So 3K.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I just didn't know that's what sidekick was called. But yeah, 3K.
Okay, so 3K. And now I want you to keep testing this and try to see how early can you input down in neutral to do, like how early can you input that evade? Like what's the earliest you can do that upon this thing being blocked? Just test it out. And if you want, you can press start and go to display setting. And then set this to move over to the right one to command display. So people can see your stick.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. All right. See how early that is? And a fun drill that I do for beginners, try doing this, and after you hit an input evade, lift your left hand up so you can see it. And just watch that difference between when you could do that evade. The tricky thing is the evade input has to be like down neutral or up neutral. So if you're only hitting down or you're only hitting up but you're not going to neutral, it's not going to do it. So now, because this move has a lot more recovery than 12, it is possible to evade too early. But the evade is a good way for you to kind of feel this out. Okay, so does that make evades make more sense now, right?
Does. Okay. That's not like trick. That's so interesting. It's gonna be a little getting used to.
Yes.
Just because Tekken, it's like I'll do like a jab and then I'll step to make them whiff so I could punish. So
Correct.
being minus and being like, nice, now I could defensively step is a little Interesting, but I'm starting to like, you could do it like after elbow. It seems like you could buffer
Yeah.
after elbow, which is pretty good. I'm
You can do
assuming
it
that's
after
elbow,
sidekick.
right?
You just gotta yeah. You just don't
Okay.
want to do it too early after sidekick. But with sidekick, I want to show you how early you could do it, like how much that 12 frames before recovery is, right?
That is crazy.
Right. So in this case, for example, let's do another thing then. Do the sidekick, and then press all 3 buttons and nothing else.
Like
Right.
that?
That's his parry, right? His punch parry.
Oh.
Yeah. It can parry any single arm attack that's not knockdown. And then when the parry happens, you can tap down or up to get to their side. Now, this is not a critical move for the end. I don't want you to overuse this move. I'm just trying to show you the principle of like
An example, yeah.
an example of layering your option in advance, like an RPG.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, because this is how we operate at higher level VF. We're operating about doing this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the thing is we are, I told you about guard cancel earlier,
Yeah.
right? Guard canceling is super important in this game for a lot of reasons. But what it does is it tells the input buffer to stop, reset. Okay, so what you do is the first time when you hit guard, like during a string, so you can do like punch punch guard, punch punch guard, punch punch guard, right?
Mhm.
Right, and later on, if we took the AI off of the guard and counter attack, it would be like you would just be doing punch 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 punch, those without worrying about not having to wait, not having to try to time it, so you can sequence properly.
Mhm.
Okay, so guard canceling is really important there. Guard canceling has another function though. When on the input buffer and you hit guard, it will actually kind of it can cancel out what you're doing. If you input another thing, then that new thing you inputted will override the old thing that you did before guard.
Really?
If you do all that before buffer. So sometimes, like, I'm not saying you got to do this. I'm just giving this as an example. At my level of play, because of how fast I play, like, let's say I blocked my opponent and I was gonna low punch. So I'd already inputted low punch, but I kind of realized that's not what I want to do. I'm like, oh, you know what? I know they're gonna be aggressive and low punch here, so I'm gonna crush that, right? So I can, like, if I'm fast enough, I can hit guard and then quickly hit up and kick 8K.
Oh,
to switch
8K,
to
I
that
forgot about this button.
Yeah, so this is up forward kick, but 8K. So straight up, not up forward.
Oh, okay. I was thinking,
move,
yeah,
right?
my bad.
Like,
Yeah.
let's set the AI to guard and counterattack 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and now it's gonna do a low punch, right? So, like, do a sidekick. Let it block it, and then do up 8K. Yeah. So now you've crushed the low
Whoa.
punch, right? This is a crush. You
That's
are crushing the low
crazy.
attack. But this is the problem with low attacks, right? The problem with low attacks, they can get crushed. Right? They can get crushed by hop attacks, right?
Okay.
But the hop state is not right away. So I think if you do the sidekick and then you do 4-6K, you might not achieve hop state right away. Right? You're getting counter hit now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but now I'll try let's try low punch and do it. Still would be the same, but a little faster. Okay, so you can't do it here. But if you did do high jab into this, you would definitely crush it, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because of the frames. This is actually because of the crush, because this move is a lot slower than that. So, anyhow.
Oh, wow. I was thinking 8P plus K would work, but I guess it's too slow. Okay.
8P plus K? 8P plus K should be... I think it's slow because it's 15 frames.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 1 frame slow.
Aw, okay.
But 8P plus K is still an amazing move to use when you've got like +3 or better. Yeah. It's still... Look, you don't need to dictate on the frames in this. When I say it's always your turn, it's because there are... I'll teach you the options for what they're doing, right?
Okay.
So, Like if you're Leon, well, we'll get to it later. It's better to show with other characters, but right now this one is a basic one. So
Uh-huh.
like low punch into 4-6K or high punch into 4-6K, for example, right? And this is I will tell you by frames, that low punch should beat you by frames on this 4-6K. This 4-6K is 19 frames, right?
Oh,
That low
okay.
punch is 12 frames. But the only reason this 4-6K is winning is because it achieves hop state, like in time,
Okay.
to crush that low punch. It's just that it doesn't do it as fast as 8K. Whereas 8K, 8K hops right away. So even if you do that side kick, right?
Oh,
Even if you do
yes.
the side kick into 8K, it's gonna win against the low attack. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that said, now, so the point of this exercise was to show you the input buffer that you could, and now you're used to it. Now you're like, I input early in this game, right? This is not the same as a lot of other fighters, right? Most fighters, you're going to be penalized for doing this.
Yeah.
I don't think this will make you worse in other fighting games. I think, but it will. But I'm going to tell you another insight though to help you understand. I told you that generally the hard part is that in this game, the recovery is a little fast, right?
Yeah.
Especially like off a low punch, jabs, and elbows, the recovery is really fast. It's hard to hit confirm from that, right?
Yeah.
But what I can tell you is when I play, this is not going to work on the way that the AI is fighting right now, but it does work if you played it on the AI doing whatever. But like, for example, when I throw an elbow out, you know that Leon has elbow punch,
Yes.
right? Okay. This is not hit confirmable. It's not.
I thought it was, and I was like, this character is kind of nice, but
like if we set guard and counterattack, so press start and go, what do we do? This setting. If we go further deep,
with throw, because because attacks beat throws, correct?
attacks will beat throw, but
Okay.
we go further. I think this setting won't show it, but no, what it is guard or guard, normal hit or counter hit, normal hit or counter hit. Right. It's hard to do this drill, but let's press start.
Uh-huh.
So the problem with this setting and this problem with the other setting, move it over one more.
Uh-huh.
So guard or counter hit. The problem with this setting is that in this setting, the AI is going to hit the attack button right before you attack, or like right before your attack would hit.
Okay.
And so the problem with that is that's not actually good simulation of what's happening in a real fight.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to say this is important because if elbow punch is not hit confirmable, why is a strong player able to be very accurate with it? And the reason is because we're not hit checking it. We're doing what Street Fighter 6 calls situation checking. Okay? So what is situation checking? And we're not going to see it on this screen right now. Situation checking is when I throw my elbow, I'm staring at my opponent when I attack. Actually, at all times in Virtua Fighter, I'm just staring at my opponent. I don't really look at my character that much, just a little. My character is in my peripheral vision. My opponent is in my vision. And when I do my elbow, I'm looking to see, well, are they crouching? If they're crouching, I'm going to get a crouch hit. And that's good. And I can do elbow punch, and I can do elbow mix-up if they crouch. Okay?
Uh-huh.
If they attack, then I'm like, okay, it's going to be a counter hit. So I'm making that determination early. I'm predicting the hit. I'm making an estimated guess on the hit based on what I'm seeing from my opponent before I actually hit. So I'm not waiting for the hit to confirm it. I am making a prediction based on what I see. The hardest things to see is exactly what is right now. you can't tell if they're gonna block because they're not doing anything, and you can't tell if you're gonna get the hit because they're not doing anything. They might block at the last second, right?
Yeah.
So in those cases, I actually just do like a crouch dash. So like I don't know what they're doing, so I'll do elbow, and I don't know what they're doing, so I'll crouch dash after. I'll buffer the crouch dash, right?
Oh, that's crazy. What the heck?
Right? Yeah. And this is like boxing. Boxing, this is you slipping into fight. You're like Mike Tyson, you know? And so the thing is now when I see that they mash, let's call attacking mash, even though that some people takes that as a negative connotation.
Yeah.
It's just more to be exaggerative, okay?
Yeah.
And exaggerative helps us isolate the purpose of what we're doing. So when I throw my elbow and I see the mash, well, I know I'm going to get it. So I can do elbow, I can hit the punch right away, and I get that elbow punch, which is not hit confirmable, but it is situation checkable, okay? I can also mix into it. I can guard cancel and then do a throw. I can guard cancel and do a launcher. That's actually what we do, okay? They're crouching. Okay, I think I'm going to get the crouch hit. And the crouch hit gives me better frames than counter hit. So
Why is that? Is it like
it's a legacy design of the elbow.
Okay.
The elbow is meant to before Final Showdown. I want to make this clear. Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown to me might as well be called Virtua Fighter 6 because it's a complete overhaul of the game. It is not at all like Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla. And it's not at all like Virtua Fighter 5R before it. The move lists were rearranged, the systems were redesigned. It's its own game. It uses the same character models. That's about it. It changed the animations too. It completely redid the animations for like almost everything.
Oh wow.
So Final Showdown pretty much is Virtua Fighter 6 just running on the same engine that Virtua Fighter 5 is.
Okay.
But okay, so Virtua Fighter, so before Final Showdown, if the opponent was crouching or crouch guarding and you elbowed them, they would get staggered.
Oh.
Yeah. So for example, like let's set the AI to just set it to guard, and then on the state set it to crouch. Okay. Now Leon doesn't have the best moves for this, but here let's go ahead and press start and change the display setting for the information display.
Okay.
Detailed stats, yeah. So you're doing this now. You're going to be +6, and they're standing. Okay. So when this happens, actually, notice how the AI likes to crouch, right? At -6 for the AI, they cannot manually crouch underneath a throw. So do elbow and then throw. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Whereas right now, if you just tried to throw them, wouldn't work. Right. Try to throw.
Yeah.
Right? Low punch into throw won't work, right? Right? And it's not because -5, it's because they're already crouching, and your low punch didn't force them to stand, right? But your elbow forced them into standing into -6. You can throw them. Now that said, they can attack to beat your throw, but this is the core of the mix-up. So then you can do like elbow into like 3-3P, right?
Oh,
okay.
Oh, so that's how you get instant.
This is your counter
in Tekken terms, but like instant while standing.
Elbow is instant while standing. Yeah, this uppercut not the best, but for that, but this uppercut is so now if we press start and we set the AI.
Oh, whoops!
Our CPU setting.
Yeah.
To normal hit or counter hit. Maybe we don't have that.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so do uppercuts. Okay.
Oh, it's probably only one.
Yep. So you can see this is your counter hit launcher, right? So typical pattern for Leon, you hit them with the low punch, do an uppercut. And then if they were not crouching, hit them with the low punch and throw,
Okay.
Typical mix-up, right? Mix-up is attack versus throw, because in this game, throws do as much throws do a lot of damage, right? Compared to Tekken, compared to other fighters, how damaging do you feel throws are in Virtua Fighter?
They're very scary. I've never been as afraid of throws as I have been in this game.
Right, like
And
right now,
just
do
getting
elbow
like
into half circle forward throw, right? And then
so much
you know,
damage.
right, 60 damage. Then do
I
elbow
can't be
into
saying that
half
when
circle
like
back
Wolf
throw.
exists, but
So do like into yeah. So this one, right, 60 damage. Now here's a fun one. If they don't roll to the side, you can pounce. So press up
this?
and punch. Yeah.
Okay,
And you get like
that's
22
insane.
extra damage. Right? You know. So this is like a knowledge check to see if they, because if they get up any other way besides rolling to the side, they will lose to this pounce. So
That is
but
crazy.
if they roll to the side and they defend you, you're screwed. So
So I'm actually glad you showed me this, because I thought you could only do these if you're up close. Like if you're like at this range. I didn't know you could do it from like way
can
over
always
here.
do it, just but if your opponent is just waking up slow, right? They're staying down.
Yeah.
It's a call out more for that. It's almost never
Okay.
guaranteed.
Okay.
Almost never guaranteed. The closest it's guaranteed is against Taka. Against this throw, and you do it to Taka, it's like Taka actually has to time his wake up, his side roll recovery.
Is it because of how
he
large
actually has
he
to
is,
time it. It's
or
hard. What's that?
is it because of how large he is, or?
It's part of his design. Yeah, part of his design
Okay.
is that he's vulnerable on the ground just a little longer. That
Oh,
makes
okay.
it makes him like, it doesn't guarantee too much, but it does create some combos that are unique to him, and it does make him vulnerable to certain Okizeme a bit more. So he's more vulnerable to Okizeme.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So we showed a lot of concepts just now, but the key takeaway that I want to give was the reason for the elbow on crouch too, and then force standing is important to understand, and because that's going to lead us to our mix-up. Elbow is really strong because it can't be crushed, right? It can be parried, it can be reversed, but it's not going to have like a generic hop attack's going to ruin its day the way low punch might.
Okay.
And they can't like low punch it because on disadvantage they can't low punch it, right?
Yeah.
So now let's set the AI to standing, and then we're gonna do guard and low punch. So guard and counter attack number 2.
Okay.
This is defensive move.
Oh, whoops, my bad. There we go.
This one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so remember we did this drill, and high punch sucks, right? And high punch low punch works because we have a 2-frame advantage and we're both using a low punch. Okay,
Yes.
but now this is where the rules are going to come in. Low punch is 12 frames, elbow is 14 frames, right? Just do the elbow and look at the stats, right? But now you're winning with elbow in this, even though they hit the same time, because the elbow does more damage.
Oh.
So you're getting but here's the thing, the frame stats normally for elbow counter hit is actually +4, but you're getting the crouch hit bonus here. So you're doing +6 because they're crouching, because of the low punch.
Oh, because they're contest. That is so crazy. Okay, it just clicked.
Yeah.
Because
Now,
so even
with
though
the-
that's insane. That is so scary.
Now most characters are gonna
Uh-huh.
be +6, +7 when they counter hit with the elbow, and +6 when they crouch hit with it. Most characters, most elbows will do that.
Uh-huh.
Leon's actually they're actually a -4. It's only +4 on counter hit. Like if we change the guard and counter attack to like guard and counter attack 1, which is a high jab, right? Okay, and then we do jab elbow. Oh, jab elbow won't work because 11 frame jab.
Yeah.
You're +2, yeah, right? So Leon, the characters that have an 11 frame jab, they can actually call out jab elbow,
Oh.
but other characters can't. Like in this way, they have to use some other move, right? But jab elbow is generally secure against almost everyone else. So what you should understand is, if you're fighting like another Leon or a Pai or a Kage or Eileen, you should still do jab elbow, because you want to knowledge check them. You want to see if they're bold enough to do a jab there.
Okay.
You know? Okay. Like, use that knowledge. It's good to have the knowledge. It's just like if you're gonna throw somebody in this game, doing the harder the higher damage throw is better to start with that, because even if they escape it, at least they show you that they're doing that escape.
Yeah.
The knowledge is important. A lot of beginners and developing players and intermediates across all games, they don't use information as much, right? So they're usually like, I just don't like, I want to get the throw, so I'll just do neutral throw a lot. You know? And I'm like, well, you should start with a high damage throw, because at least you get the information and know, are they actually escaping that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now but now let's go ahead and set guard and counterattack number 3.
Okay.
Right? So now jab elbow. And this will generally work, right? And you're +4, like I said. For Leon, it's +4. +4 is nice, not the best. We're going to create 2 ranges of advantage, okay? Small advantage and big advantage. Small advantage is +1 to +5.
Okay.
Okay. And then big advantage is +6 and more. +6 to 9. Okay. Throws are 10 frames, so if you're -10, your opponent can throw you guaranteed.
I thought they were 5 frames.
Nope, they're 10 frames in this game.
Okay, weird.
So,
okay, my bad.
Okay. So like for example, let's press start, go to record commands, go back here, press circle, K2.
Oh, my bad.
All right, K2.
K2. Working.
All right.
It's a little different on here, my bad.
No problem. Empty slot, and you're gonna record it dashing in, dash forward, and then do 3 PP. Okay. Now after that, now press start. We're gonna re-record this. But what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you do dash forward, 3 PP, and then just mash punches.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now press square to replay this. You're gonna block this and throw after the 3 PP. You gotta do it fast. Guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if they're -10, if you're +10, you have a guaranteed throw.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And Leon has an 11 frame jab, so +11 or better, you can do PK as your general punish.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then okay. So let's do actually let's change the character. You're gonna play Leon, and we're gonna have the opponent play Lao.
Okay.
We're gonna get into boxing now, but Lao is up top middle.
Oh, there we go.
No problem. I know you got to get used to the faces.
Yeah.
And we'll go back to training mode. We're gonna record Lao doing punch, 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 down kick, and then punch, 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 back kick. Yeah, all right
or
mash it out as a string. Yeah,
oh, it's a string. Okay. Oh, whoops. Hold on.
Nope. Okay.
He has hell sweep. Interesting.
Yeah, and then now on the other slot, set it to the reverse of that: punch, 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 back kick, punch, 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 down kick. Okay. Okay, go ahead and hit triangle for these to play them randomly. Now, what I'm going to teach you here is when you're fighting a masher, part of the core boxing is low punch. Low punch is good against mashers because of their tendencies to do high attacks, right? So here's the thing. When you block the punch string, you can do actions after 2 of them. After the first 2 punches. The first 2, you're only locked on the first punch and the second punch. But your character will act on the 3rd punch. And now you're seeing that low punch is really good. right?
Yeah,
Really good
that's
against
crazy.
Smasher, really good against this, right? So now what you do is do low punch into uppercut. This is the anti-masher pattern, right?
Okay.
And now, while this AI right now has got a gap so that they're only getting normal hit by the uppercut, a lot of beginners will totally get launched
There we
by
go.
this. Because you secure the +7, you get +7 for counter hit, but most of the time you're gonna get a +4 because of recovery hit. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so we're just gonna say that a lot of times when you interrupt strings, you're getting a recovery hit, so you count on that when it comes to string interruption, right? So yeah, normally if you held guard, you got to mix up between guarding high for the flip kick or guarding low for the sweep, right? And you can do that. So like if we go ahead and just guard and try to defend one of these two options. All right, +25. So you could you could actually do, I think, like if you successfully defend this, I think you can do forward punch with Leon. That's
Oh,
extreme. You
really?
shouldn't normally do that as your punish, but yeah. So
That's crazy.
forward punch is like 23 frames, right? But that's only
Oh,
for this string. This is not normal, but like yeah, this is not normal. You can't punish with forward punch with
okay.
662. Okay,
Yeah.
but these are so extreme that
Yeah.
that's what you do get here, and that's good because I can show you the combo.
Uh-huh.
You know, you do forward punch into back forward punch plus kick, punch. You know.
Oh, this? After?
No. So do back forward punch plus kick, and it's got its own 3-hit string. Yeah. So back forward punch and kick same time.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like you'll do like that into that, yeah. So it's
Okay.
pretty funny, you know.
It's crazy. Okay.
So press triangle to do the random play. And you can do elbow punch after that. So,
Oh, you can?
yeah.
I did not know that.
Against
That's insane.
yeah, it's a lot of damage, right? That's really a price to pay. You know. That said, again, you'll almost never get a +25. So,
Yeah.
you know?
That makes sense, but
It's really good to know. And now you know you can do this against the string. But like if somebody tries to do this in general though, you just low punch into uppercut. You're just
Okay.
like, yeah, that's like this is just like the problem with doing this string, not very secure. So
Yeah.
like I told you, you don't have to wait your turn. You know? There's an
insane.
option, you know? Right? Another thing you can do, 4P, back and punch. So block the first two and just do 4P.
Oh. Okay.
Like do it right away. It's evasive. It beats high attacks.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Oh.
Slides under high attacks.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, you can beat that third punch with it.
And then if
That
they
said-
block, oh, that's it. That's a launch. That's so sick.
Kinda. I will tell you though, the problem with trying to do this stance setup though, most people see it. Like most people instinctively mash when this happens. They just
Oh,
mash
okay.
in reaction to the 4PP. And so because of that, doing the stance is really hard to get somebody to fall for this stance.
Okay.
Even beginners. They just like, they're like, oh, it's my turn. And
That's
they
fair.
hit you out of it. So it's funny. I've tried. And I have to get somebody into a certain mental state to do this.
Yeah, I feel like we're all still like new at our locals, so like trying to get like even like this, like I feel like I'll just get immediately blown up by like Sarah or something. I'm just like,
Well,
oh,
so this is
well,
the
I
crazy
tried.
thing. This might be hard. Try doing like back in all three for the third punch. I don't think you can though. I don't think you have the frames to do it. No, back in PKG,
Okay.
the stance.
Huh?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Okay. I
but
see.
you gotta be fast. There you
It
go.
parries?
It parries high punches and high elbows.
I did not
It's
know that.
Sabaki.
And then that's a
Yeah.
launch.
And so now this is what you do. So here's the trick. So after this, do this option. That's the combo.
Okay, I remember watching
But
you
I
do that
recommend dashing
combo.
into the low punch just to ensure that you get it.
Okay.
So dash low punch, I recommend is what you do. You'll get used to it. You're gonna buffer that whole thing to dash into. You're gonna cancel
Oh,
the
I see.
dash with the low punch. By the
Okay,
way,
so that's where buffering helps out also.
so you notice that this game is very forward biased, right? Um,
What does that mean?
a lot of Virtua Fighter players like to fight up close.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. That's
Okay.
where I was trying to figure out, like, because I think there's a couple times where I would get someone, I don't know, let's just do this, and I would back up, and if they approached me, I did this, and it would hit them sometimes. Sometimes
that's
if I
good
got
too.
lucky.
That is good too, but here's the thing. Do sidekick and backdash. You're getting counter hit. When you
Oh.
get hit during a backdash, you'll get counter hit.
What? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
And then here's the other thing. Okay, so now don't even attack the AI.
Uh-huh.
I want you to see something here.
Okay.
Backdash and guard cancel it.
Like that? Here, let me display so people can see also.
Okay. It's not guard cancelable.
Okay.
Now,
I
try it
know,
with forward
I didn't
dash.
know if I was doing it
Try it with
incorrectly.
forward dash. Try to cancel as fast as possible with forward dash.
What the hell?
Yeah. You can guard cancel forward dash.
It's so weird, but
Technically,
you
you can
can't do
guard
it back.
cancel crouch dash too. Crouch forward dash, you can. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
But crouch back dash, you cannot.
that's so weird.
Yeah. Now here's the other thing. We're gonna record the AI, and we're gonna have the AI dash to you, jab, and then sidekick.
Is it the same input, 3K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I want you to even actually just even block it and backdash. Okay.
Okay.
Block the jab, backdash.
Oh my
Oh, that's weird.
gosh.
No, it's not doing that.
Huh.
That's somehow inputted wrong. So dash, that's kick and guard. So, or no, you didn't guard cancel. That's the reason. Yeah, you got to guard cancel. That was correct. Exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now
Oops.
we're doing the same thing. I'm going to show you this.
Oh, that's a launch.
Every character has an anti-backdash move. Almost everyone, it's sidekick. For Taka, it's standing kick.
Oh.
And against Taka, like, you could, like, he could do 55% of Leon's life off that.
That's crazy.
So
This makes a
It
lot
does-
of sense because I swore I saw you. I was trying to lab it. I was watching your matches and I saw you get that stagger off of this, and I couldn't.
660.
I was like, how is he getting that counter hit? Like, because if you counter hit with this, you won't get the stagger.
Yeah.
But when you were
Now-
doing it, it would. But this makes so much more sense now. Okay.
now record the AI doing on slot 2, I guess, or anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Have them do dash into low punch and then backdash.
Okay. Like that?
Okay. Yeah, for start. So play that and then block it and then sidekick. Now block sidekick and then do forward punch.
Oh, forward
You can
punch.
use
Sorry.
speed.
Oh, whoops.
You'll get used to it.
That was the buffering that made me do that. That's funny. Could I do that or no?
Yep, and that's the one.
Oh, that's what you meant. My bad.
Do the full combo. Yeah, the combo that you
Okay.
learned. You can do this too. Yeah.
This is insane. Oh, you're telling me? Yeah, my bad. Okay.
But that was a good combo. That was a really good combo. Might even be the combo for Lao, but
Oh
in this case,
my
this was
god!
interesting. Yeah,
And that would have been a ring out if it was.
it could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So we're showing the riskiness of backdash. I don't want to give the wrong impression though. Backdash is not bad.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Backdash is not bad. It's just risky. But here's the fact of Virtua Fighter: everything's risky.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember what I said, right? When is it your turn in Virtua Fighter?
Always.
Always, right? It doesn't mean that you have to attack all the time. It
Yeah.
just means that you have agency. You always have something you can do. Right? And so when you think, and so there's always something that you can do against your opponent, and there's almost always, like when I say almost always, I mean like more than 99%. More than 99% of the time, there is multiple good options. Only a few really oppressive situations where you only have like two choices or two good things you can do, right? Or one good thing you can do in some rare, super rare situations. Like usually Okizeme might do that to you. Okay, it might be they're doing this Oki. Literally, I have to just tech and guard, you know.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I have to guess when they stop doing that, right? You know.
That's so crazy.
But those are the only times that you're truly oppressed in this game.
Mhm.
Oh, almost always, like even against the wall, you're not that oppressed. So earlier, if you do evade right now, up in neutral, again, this is what we call failed evade. Okay. Now here's the thing. When you do a successful evade, it's like it's
Makes a
basically
sound, right?
your character moves, it makes a sound. It's 23 frames of this invincibility. Okay. So you're like invincible for like these 23 frames, and chances are now for their elbow, there's nothing guaranteed after it. But if they had done like certain other attacks, there would be, you know. Um,
Like
so
his elbow punch, for an example, or
yeah. So for example, like let's record the AI doing jab, like dash up and do jab elbow. Okay.
okay.
Okay. And actually jab elbow and hold guard. We record
Okay.
that. That's really important to do. Yeah, perfect. Now, here's what I want you to do. It's game fun. This is only because you have an 11 frame jab. This is framed out because you have an 11 frame jab. It will not work with a 12 frame jab, okay?
Okay.
Actually, let's give the example of that first. So the first thing you're going to do, he's going to jab you, put you at -2. You block the jab, you're -2 because of that. You're going to evade, and you're going to do a low punch, okay?
Okay.
Evade the low punch. This is to simulate the 12 frame jab everybody else has. Yeah, like that, yeah.
Oh.
No, but I want you to block it. Block the jab and then evade because you're minus one on this one.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh.
Oh, you didn't record it jab elbow. You didn't record jab elbow. Okay, that's okay. So you're gonna record jab elbow, meaning you have to do PG and then 6P. Yeah, you gotta do it really fast. Let's try it again. PG, 6P, and then guard.
Oh yeah, I didn't guard. That's right.
Perfect. That was perfect. Okay, so now, yes. Now low punch. Yeah, evade. Okay. Also, as a reminder, now you can see from the other side, block the jab and do low punch, right?
Ah.
Right? It doesn't work.
Okay.
But you're Leon, so you have an 11 frame jab, so you can actually punch him. Because you have an 11 frame jab.
Okay.
Okay, now, here's the thing. We've established 12 frames. You don't have 12 frames on the evade. Block the jab, evade, and do a PK. Do PKP. Do it really fast. You'll get it.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, 13's too slow. You gotta do it faster than that. So this thing, the reason is your evade's a little late. You gotta evade really fast. You gotta buffer that evade. Buffer that evade on contact. There you go.
Okay.
So a lot of times I've seen people play online and they complain about the lag, but part of it is they don't know that they themselves have the human lag because they're not used to how Virtua Fighter controls. They're not used to that VF is encouraging you to input stuff early.
Okay.
Right? Like there's not much penalty for inputting early in this game. There's tons of encouragement to do it.
So it's like almost kind of like making a read.
Yeah. So you want to commit to your decisions, but as you get better, you're going to see these things. You're going to be able to react. You're going
Okay.
to be able to, I know how this plays out. I know what the hit is because they hit a button, right? And if they hit a button after you, it's guaranteed a counter hit, right? You don't need to hit confirm that. You know it's going to be a counter hit because they're attacking you late, right? And in this case, it's more of a set play where if you get used to this set play, because you have an 11 frame jab, you can do this. And Leon, when Leon does PKP from the side, on the side hit, this PKP is guaranteed on side recovery hit.
Ooh.
But you gotta evade like the moment it contacts you, because if you wait, you're evading later into that elbow. You need to be evading that elbow really on the 3rd frame. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So you gotta buffer, and this is training you on how the buffer works and how that you have to buffer. Like if you want to play high level. So in this game, you want to learn to buffer first, and then you want to learn to delay later.
Does it work on both sides?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, whoops. It does. That's so sick.
Yeah. You could do PPP if you want. Standard is PK, but with Leon on side recovery hit, he gets PKP. And this is a really big deal for him. This like a lot of characters wish they had this ability from Leon. It's really annoying because also when you do this, you're like +5 on from the side. You're +5, so you can just like after PKP, no, you're like +3. So after PKP, you can just elbow, and it's pretty secure.
Crazy. Okay.
PKP, yeah.
Oh, well, oh, the full string.
You can do it after PK. So if you do PK, you're +5. If you're PKP, you're +3.
Okay.
But if you're gonna do PK, you should guard cancel. So.
Okay.
Right. Guard cancel into elbow, right? Because you know it's pretty secure. Elbow is pretty secure. Right? Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Okay. So does that make sense here?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a little interesting.
I know this is advanced application. With you, I'm happy giving advanced application.
Why?
All right. So let's go back to some core. So what did we learn about the low punch? It's good against mashers. Mashers have a high chance of doing a high attack because they don't know what attack they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Punch string is weak to low punch. Except, actually, let's switch to Jackie. Let's show the weakness here.
Okay.
The weakness to doing low punch without thinking. So Leon versus Jackie. And then we're gonna record Jackie doing punch.
Okay.
Punch guard. Yeah. Okay. So this is an EX high. Do you know what an EX high is?
I don't.
An EX high is a high attack, but here's the problem. It doesn't get crushed by low attacks, by crouching attacks.
So it's just a strong high, basically.
Yeah, so it's better than a high, slightly worse than a mid. Except that sometimes the frame set's made up for it. So here's the thing, just duck.
Okay.
Now here's the thing, duck and recovery punish.
Did that count or no?
Yeah, you won it. I mean, because you waited for him to whiff and then you hit.
Oh, you could
So
just
for
like...
example,
Okay.
so I want you to try something. I don't think this will work, but let's try it. Try doing P plus K pretty quickly after ducking. After you see this thing whiff right over your head. This is going to be hard because if you're too early, you're going to get counter hit.
Okay.
Okay, let's try something easier then. So let's try, now the easy one, KK. Okay. Now here's a better one. Duck,
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I got this, I think.
You can do that too, but yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
I don't think this is guaranteed, by the way. I just wanted to kind of illustrate that you could try to find moves that would work.
Oh,
like you could try to do 8K.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if you can
works.
do that, then you can do 4-4K.
4-4K?
Yeah,
4-4K.
back kick.
Oh,
But it'd be really hard. You'd have to be super fast on it. It might be too hard actually. Like the buff rate, the inputting makes it too hard. Okay, but basically you can do a 16 frame. You could probably let's test 17 frame. Do sidekick.
okay.
3K. Yeah. You could do a 17 frame, but Leon doesn't have much. So here's the best thing Leon does have though. That's not too difficult. In theory, you could do 4-4K if you were inputting
Like that?
Yes. Yes. That is your best one, but it is really hard to do that. Like really hard to do that. In a real match, this is way too hard and you'll probably get punished for it. So let's do the easier thing. Do 3P plus K and then PK.
3 plus K and PK. 3 plus. Sorry.
3.
This.
3
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
eye poke, punch kick.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But because you do have the skills to do 4-4K, why not? You can do that. And you can work towards that as a goal to be able to do this. Because that is a really strong punish if you can do this.
Yeah, I think I just need to get the little timing down on it, but I think I got it.
I think you do. So you're seeing this is how you fight EX high. So against Jackie, you can't just mash low punch. You'll get killed because it's the EX high. Right? And against Jeffrey and Wolf, they have strings where they're gonna do like high mid. So you can't match low punch against that. But you can duck and punish. Right? That said, Jackie players don't do this much. This is more at intermediate and low level that you'll see this. But this is how you deal with that. Okay. But otherwise, the low punch is still a really good, strong thing to do against people that are just doing strings. Like if you're in the neutral, this low punch is going to win a lot of stuff. But it's at the risk of getting crushed, right? So if you're too predictable with low punch, you're going to be punished for that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And so, but low punch, but we've established the purpose of low punch, and we've also established the purpose of high punch. It's just really fast, right? High punch is so, right? But the weakness of high punch is if they low punch, you're gonna get crushed, right? Low punch is just gonna beat high punch. So then, the second part of the last attack of the boxing is elbow, right? So yeah, yep, you can practice this punish here until 2KK.
Oh, 2KK. Huh? Wait.
No, because you did back all three.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, into that whole thing.
Into like, into dash low punch and the elbow punch.
Oh, that's right. That's what you could do it on hit.
At least you can do even on hit.
What
Yes. I know.
That's crazy.
That's the thing. Their strings are not always aren't so secure. Even the strings are not that secure.
Crazy.
So here's the funny thing: because of low punch, strings are bad at a beginner and lower level, intermediate level, right? But you know the funny thing is, strings are strong on a high level.
That's why I was like, it seems like that way because you really want to like I said, you always want to like take your turn and everything and keep it, but
because the problem is let's say right now you're practicing on how to beat punch, right? But that can do punch, guard cancel into something else. They could elbow you if you're watching, right? And if you overextend, if you overcommit, they could punish you for overcommitting, right? So it's one of those things where, and if we go ahead and turn the AI off,
okay,
right? And then let's look at how much you can delay punch.
Wow, I didn't know you could delay that one.
You can delay all of it, yeah. Right?
I thought you could only delay the PK version.
You can delay almost all parts of it. Try delaying the first two.
Oh.
Yeah, this is we're getting into your under night brain here, right?
Oh, okay.
This is getting into your under night brain. And then same with PKP. Look at how much you can delay PKP.
Yeah, I the couple of times earlier in the video while we are talking about stuff, I genuinely thought I was doing P and then like 5K, but I was actually doing the string because of how delayed it is. I was like, that's insane.
But the thing is this is what's cool about the guard button now, right? You have a lot more control over what you're doing because you can delay attacks now. The designers don't have to worry about you accidentally doing strings because they're delayable, because you have a guard button that cancels the input buffer. Okay. So, and then also P plus K.
Yeah, this one I was so listen, let me tell you, I was getting away with this when I was playing locals. I was getting away with that every time, and then no one, like, the times that people didn't tech, I would either do
and now
this,
you know you're like, if you don't tech, I'm gonna hit you.
Or I would get this, which was crazy.
It's not that it's a fake combo, it's good against people that don't tech. You know? Also, PP 4P. Now this thing, that on counter hit, 6-6P is guaranteed.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I doing it too slow?
Yeah.
You could buffer. I see where. All right, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
All right.
But to do the full combo, and you're gonna see a pleasant surprise, and you can still hit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Now you want to see another fun thing? Dash the AI all the way up to the wall. Now you're gonna do PP 4P, and then you're gonna do it into 4-6K.
Oh, oops, my bad.
Now you see that hit?
Yeah.
After you do the 4-6K, do 9P. Up, forward, and punch.
Okay. Oh, you get an extra bound.
And you can after that you can do punch and bound.
Okay, so it's probably something like this. Let me see. Like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Okay, that's so sick.
Welcome to wall combos. Yeah.
That is so good. So I'm assuming. So when I was messing with them the first few times, this is not a launcher out in the open.
No.
Okay,
so I did want to cover this. Yeah.
I guess I'll explain what I used it for. Whenever they were about to ring out, they would panic a lot and they would do this. So I would immediately do crouch, jab into this, and it would win.
Yeah, because they were slow. Yeah, because they responded slowly, and you nailed them. Yeah.
Or I would do, for some reason this like staggers at the wall. Yeah, this staggers at the wall, so people would.
You want to see a fun one? Hit P plus K after that. Now this one is hard. This move is hard because what you do, really, in this case, because of the angle, it's actually kick. Kick is what you want to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. You can do the 9P again as well. So after any wall spike.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. So this is what we call. So the first hit was a wall stagger.
What the fuck?
Not always guaranteed, but we talked about the wall splat. So after a stagger, you want to splat if you can.
Okay,
you know?
So
9K will splat, right?
So that's the wall stagger, correct?
Yep. So this is the wall stagger. Then you do a wall splat. Then you do a bound. Then you do what I call a wall, like a wall hit into another bound.
Okay. So. Okay.
Then I'm going to show you a wall shove. Okay. So after you do a bound.
Wall shove.
After you do the bound, I want you to do 8P plus K.
This?
Yeah.
Okay. So after I do a bound?
Yeah.
Okay. Like that?
Now you can just do it. Yep. So this is shoves into the wall for the final damage, and then you can do something like 6-6KK. You can do anything you want. Because you get another free hit.
Okay. So I'm thinking in my head the route I want to go. Sorry. Okay. Oh no, I did it wrong. So it'd be. That's
Yeah.
insane. Okay,
And if they
okay.
get hit by the wall again, you might get an extra hit, but they might be able to recover, defend it though. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So that's kind of the gist of how some starts of the wall there.
Hmm.
Um, if we go back to the boxing though, so the components of the
Yeah.
boxing is the high jab, the low jab, the elbow, right? And the elbow is really a critical part. The beginners don't understand the value of the elbow. The elbow is outside of the fact that I showed you that jab elbow has a weakness to 11 frame jabs. Okay, um, but the elbow is strong because when you do jab elbow, they can't really do anything. Like it limits so much of their options. They
Uh-huh.
still have options, but it just cuts down on them wanting to attack because it just can't really be crushed. So it pushes
Hmm.
them into parrying, it pushes them into backdash. So let's use backdash for example. Do a low punch into 4-4, but I want you to input 4-4-4K. Yeah, like that. So I want you to low punch him and then do it.
Like that?
Yeah. So now you're punishing the boxing. You're punishing the elbow here. If you're whiff punishing it. This is where backdash is good. And that range that you were doing backdash from was ideal.
Okay. Because it's
Okay.
really hard to have a button that fast that will like catch me from that angle.
So I'll tell you that moves that have like back in attack or back attack and back forward in attack usually are good when they're combined with a backdash. So like
Okay.
4-4-6K, right? You can do 4-4-6K, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So backdash is still very good. It's just this game wants you to be deliberate with it. In fact, this game has probably the strongest backdash in terms of spacing ability. They improved it. They just increased the risk of it.
Uh-huh.
So they increased the risk by making it counter hit on if you get hit out of a backdash, and also that they have sidekick. Now here's the thing. You know that sidekick stagger that we saw earlier,
Yes.
and you can have Jackie do it too. You can actually break that stagger. It's just ridiculously hard.
Oh.
It is ridiculously hard. Yeah.
Especially in the heat of the moment, I'm sure it's even like more challenging.
Yeah, I've only done it once in a match, and it felt like it auto came out because out of, like a moment of inspiration, and both myself and my opponent were admiring the sound of my arcade stick because of how clean it was. You know,
That's pretty good.
like
Yeah.
not joking. Like my sparring partner uses like an all button controller,
Uh-huh.
but but that's like one of the cases where they kind of wish they were using an arcade stick
That's
because of how
funny.
beautiful. Because the technique was hitting like guard and spinning the arcade stick in circles, and then like doing like BPK, and then hit guard and hold it while mashing PK while spinning the stick in the circles.
What the?
Yeah. So that said, and it was perfect
That's
to where it
pretty
had a
good.
beautiful sound to it. You know,
Oh
it
yeah,
had
I
a very
bet.
to it. So that's when he was just like, whoa, you know, and like me too. Like we were still fighting, but we were just like, because I just normally I just mash left and right while doing the GPK stuff. And while we're at it, let's record the AI doing low punch into sidekick. You know?
Okay. Do you want him to dash up first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as a way to prompt you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Or actually, low kick into side kick into back kick and guard.
Okay. Oh, you said back kick and then guard. Okay, my bad.
Back kick and guard same time.
Oh, you mean like that?
That one. Yeah.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
jab,
Gotcha.
side kick, that. Yeah. Don't forget to guard cancel. There we go. Okay. So now, as Leon. Now, this stagger is ridiculously hard, so don't expect to even be able to break the stagger. But I want to teach you about how it works, about the 3 parts to make a good stagger break, okay?
Uh-huh.
So we're talking about the technique right now earlier, right? And don't forget to mash P and K when you do this.
Oh, really?
Okay? Yeah, don't forget that matters. Okay? It's really hard. The backdash stagger, I don't even know if this one is guaranteed. Some are guaranteed, but like Taka's 55% life, I was able to break that, but also there's the chance that your opponent is not perfectly on time with it either. So it's always worth doing the stagger break when you know. But component number 1, technique. We've covered the technique.
Yes.
Component number 2 is actually the most important. It's situational awareness.
Okay.
Whenever you backdash, you should just know that that's a risk. Like it should just be in the back of your mind. I might get staggered.
Yeah.
You know?
Just I might die for this, but
right. And then component number 3 is the timing. So let's talk about that. Go ahead and do the backdash, but then I want you don't have to do anything, just watch the stick. Watch the shaking joystick.
Okay.
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 You see how it went from green to red?
Yeah.
It's accepting your inputs when it goes red.
Oh.
So, and here's the thing. Like, let's go ahead and have the AI, if you do your technique, when people are doing the mash techniques, like really rapid, frantic, especially spinning the stick or left and right, whichever way, the thing is, they're faster when they start, and it slows down almost right away.
Oh, okay. So
timing becomes a big factor, and it becomes and I think it's pretty proven at this point, at least on arcade stick, that that timing is a factor. So like doing your mash technique when it's red as opposed to when it's green makes a big difference. So let's switch to an easier example of a stagger. So we're gonna change characters to Lao. You're gonna fight against Lao now.
Same stage?
Yeah, same stage is always good because it's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna record Lao doing. You can do any stage you want, to be honest. Especially if you have your R3 button working to reset the AI.
Okay.
But we're gonna record the Lao doing. He's gonna do a high jab, punch guard, into 6K. And then after 6K, just input right away, regardless of what you see on screen. You just got to input this. So 6K into 6P plus KP. Okay?
Okay.
Nope, 6P plus K. So P and K same time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So sidekick into that. Perfect. That's good enough. That'll work. It's not the same. That one was 6P plus K, P plus K. But anyways.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Now you're going to attack. You're going to get hit by the low punch, or you're going to hit by the jab, and then you're going to attack. Attack with like kick. That's weird.
I'll do
you want to get kind of hit, so just do a flow attack, yeah. And then you want to practice stagger breaking this. So against Lao, you have to know that if you're going to a bare as much as 5 frames or more, this is always a risk. You know what the term abare?
It's like contest,
it just means
basically, right?
It just means going against the frames.
Okay.
So it means like going against the frames. That's all it means. It's not a positive or negative thing. it's just your choice to whether you're gonna defy the frames or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is a standard stagger. Not too hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See.
Okay. So most staggers are kind of within this realm. There are a few ridiculously hard staggers. It's all move dependent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all move dependent. And sometimes actually even if you don't perfectly break the stagger, your staggering does affect their contact a little bit.
Is this stagger one of those that can be broken easily?
Stagger, yes, correct. Yeah. Okay. They can break the stagger and defend. 8P plus K is usually what I do, but people can defend it. People can break that stagger and defend 8P plus K. So then you start mixing it up. You start going in and mix it up to other stuff. The real main thing is at the wall, you do this into 4-6K. You know. And that's like a skill check if they can break the stagger or not.
Oh, like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Into 9P, so 4-6K into 9P, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Into yeah. Okay,
and
gotcha.
Also, to reduce the scaling effect in combos.
Uh-huh.
You have jab. 4-6 P plus K also works in place of jab. It does 1 damage more too. So
Oh,
it's
this.
like
Just the
12
first
damage.
hit?
Yeah, you can use that as a placeholder for jab, so you can reduce the scaling effect when you use both in a combo instead of just one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Leon has got 2 pokes that work like jab, and that helps him with
Whoa.
combo.
That's
Because if you use the
crazy.
same move multiple times, it will scale down further on damage.
See.
And sometimes this one's better. Sometimes the jab is better.
Okay. What else?
Okay, so
That's
critical
crazy.
parts of the boxing is low jab beats mashing,
Uh-huh.
right? High jab beats a bare, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Elbow, but almost anything, elbow, or actually high jab is just really fast, so it just it can win neutral. It can, but it's a high attack, so it has vulnerabilities. Um, Elbow is really good because it can't be crushed. So wherever you have advantage, elbow is really good.
Okay.
Then, as you know, but there's another component, throw, right? So throwing is just as important in the boxing, super important. And then, uh, and then defense. So I used to call this PETE, PETE,
Uh-huh.
for punches, elbows, throws, and we used to call it escapes, but now I just call it defense.
Okay.
So punches, elbows, throws, defense. Super important to understand in VF. A lot of people that start with Vanessa have trouble understanding it though because they don't understand the elbow component. But also the trap for learning Vanessa at first on defense style is on her defense stance. The trap for that is when you come from other fighting games, you're primarily doing defense, movement, and attack. You don't really do throw much, except to disrupt, but you don't do
Uh-huh.
it that much with your fighter.
Okay.
So, but Vanessa has really good throws, and she can do the boxing. The challenge that a lot of developing players have when they play Vanessa as a first character and on defense stance, and then they'll later tell me, I don't understand what's going on. Like when they get to an intermediate level, they get strong, but then they're like, what people are doing doesn't make sense to me, right? And it's because they were solving a lot of problems with attacks. Because Vanessa has a lot of good attacks that can win from a defensive position that can abare really well. She can
Okay.
attack
Okay.
more like minus. She can
Yeah.
do that more than a lot of other characters and win, right? Win the combat. She doesn't get much for it, but they're not seeing how much that other people get for doing just normal basic pokes and the normal flow. They're not valuing the defensive part of the flow. And then because they're not valuing the defensive part of the flow, they're not seeing how strong throws are in the flow. So a lot of Vanessa players will just try to attack their way to a solution. And that's okay. But it becomes limiting later when people know how to beat those attacks.
Okay.
And the Vanessa is not opening people up that are defending well or just not engaging in things that will cause them to get hit, from what they're doing. So that's a trap. It doesn't mean Vanessa is a really good character. And I think anybody who gets really good with Vanessa, like at a high level, has a really deep knowledge of the game because of how intricate her move list kind of is.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I'm not telling you to play Vanessa. I'm just trying to discuss like
No, no,
this
yeah.
boxing though
I get
applies
it.
to everybody. But it's true that knowledge, like Leifei is like the Eddie Gordo of Virtua Fighter, so it can
Okay.
be a while for the Leifei player to understand how to box properly, you know.
Yeah.
But Leifei has really good boxing as well. It's just that as a beginner, you're drawn in by how good it feels to knowledge check people, right?
Yeah.
And Eddie Gordo loves to knowledge check. Leifei loves to knowledge check. But then when you get knowledge check back, it's pretty hard. you know?
Yeah.
So the generic VF is strong for everybody, every character, including Shun. It's just that those other characters will have knowledge checks to help them first and play a little unorthodox, but every character can do the orthodox stuff in Virtua Fighter.
Okay.
So, All right. So we've covered a lot of different stuff now, and I think that makes sense. Let's talk about offensive move. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so offensive move is what you were doing when you did evade and to cancel into all three. And you
Yes.
can cancel a successful evade or a failed evade. Now, here's what you need to know about offensive move. If it loses to attack and it loses to throw,
Okay.
if they attack you and you're doing this, you'll get hit. If they throw you when you're doing this, you'll get thrown. So what is it good for? Well, when you did a successful evade, you put the opponent in a state called side turn.
Uh-huh.
And in side turn, let's go ahead and look at the frame data.
Oh wait. Detail.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's the one. Okay, let's do guard and counterattack. Let's record the AI doing jab into elbow again.
Okay.
Okay, good. So now let's respond to it and let's just do a single jab. Okay. So normally +8, but normally jab is +5 on hit. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now I want you to block the jab, evade the elbow, and jab him.
Okay.
+7. You hit them from the side, and that +5 turned into a +7.
That's crazy.
Okay. So side turn gives you frame advantage. It gives you better frames on your attacks. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. Does that mean...
So like even if you do
Hold
low
on.
punch, right?
Let me see something. Oh, I'm timing it wrong.
No, what happened was you recorded it doing a delayed elbow.
Oh.
So you want to re-record it doing jab into elbow like fully committed. So that's buffering it.
Oh, whoops.
But you gotta guard.
That was a little
Yeah.
too... Oh my goodness.
It's reminding you why guard cancel is important in this game.
Yeah.
Right? +1. Normally on guard, it's probably like -1.
-2.
So like normally if you do low punch, you're like -4. Try do low punch after this. -3.
-3. Oh.
Right? So no, you're normally -5. So why?
Oh yeah,
so it's got
-5. That's right.
frame advantage. So go ahead and stop for a moment, and I'll tell you the reason. So here's
Okay.
how the frame advantages change. It's based on the base damage of your attack. And if your attack is less than 15 damage, then it will be +2.
Oh.
Guard, hit, normal hit, or guard, normal hit, counter hit, the frame advantage will be adjusted by +2. If your attack has a base damage of 15 to 24, +3. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Now here's the crazy part. If your base damage is 25 damage or more of that attack, and you attack someone on the side, +6. So here, I'll show you example. Let's switch characters so that you are Jeffrey.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Oh no, I've seen a lot of tournament footage of this character. All right, Jeffrey and who?
We'll do Lao. Yeah, just to keep
Okay.
it easy to compare.
Okay. Oh, whoops.
So we're gonna do that same thing, that same drill of just do the same exact drill. Jab into elbow into guard. Okay. Now, if you do this, your PK is not going to work. If you evade PK, it won't work. Right? In this case, there's nothing you can really do except to throw. So you can actually do throw.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually, characters can actually evade the elbow and throw right away. That will be guaranteed.
Okay.
Okay. So now
That's
here's
so
the thing. Let's go back to now. If Lao is, go ahead and block the jab and the elbow, and then do 6K.
Oh, 6K.
-15.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I want you to evade the elbow and do 6K.
Okay. It's safe.
-9.
What the fuck?
Right?
You
6
can't even
frames.
throw punish it. That's
I
crazy.
told you +6 on the side, right? It has been modified by 6 frames.
That is crazy.
So now you can mash here if you think they're gonna try to, if you think they're gonna like, if you think they're gonna try to PK punish or do a high punish, which Lao does at -50, at +15, you do low punch. So against Lao, it's really good to just low punch here. Like after this, just low punch. It's really strong.
It's
Right?
crazy.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's
Whereas
insane.
again, but then also against other characters, what it is after you do that knee, you can do evade. It just depends on the character and what the way they punish. So like if the way they punish is a mid attack, just do like an evade, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, not up
Like-
at the front, but yeah.
so now let's turn the AI's recording off and just have it set to guard.
Things. Oh, oops.
Okay. So now 6K -15, right? From the front.
Yes.
Okay, and when you got them in the side turn, it worked, right? Now, here's the thing: offensive move is the way. If they're not going to attack and if they're not going to throw, offensive move will put them in the side turn. So you do this when people do movement. You do this when people defend. You do this when people do anything that's not attack or throw, and they will be in side turn.
+6. Oh, I mean, the last hit's a high. +3. That's crazy. But still. Oh, okay, that's cool. Whoa! What's that?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but that's because it's a stance, so he cancels if he attacks.
Oh, okay.
So you attack from that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stance. So, all right. So now you know what offensive move is used for, right?
Yes.
But you can't do it if they're attacking, and you can't do it if they're throwing. But you can do it if they're fuzzy guarding. You can do it if they're doing advanced techniques. Okay. All right. Has anyone taught you fuzzy guard yet?
So I
we
know
can go
about
back
fuzzing
to-
from because of like
so we can go ahead and
different
go back to
games.
Leon.
But it might be different in this game. And then Lao.
Yeah, let's do Lao.
Okay.
Lao's a good partner. So, here's the thing about So, do you know how the throw escape system works in this game?
If it ends like if it's like half circle back, you have to do back and throw. If it's
Yes.
back forward, you have to do forward and throw. If it's neutral, you do neutral. It's like his crouching and then forward, you have to do forward. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, do you know the timing requirements for throw escape?
5 frames? Is that where I'm getting the
You would
5?
think so,
from?
right? You would think so, but Final Showdown made a big change to Virtua Fighter.
Uh-huh.
You can hold throw escape.
Oh yes. Okay, so I remember going over that where like
Oh,
if I just guard and then just hold punch also and they throw me, it just
so let's
lazy
set
lazy
the-
breaking or whatever it's called.
so people call it lazy throw escape. I think that's just because it's a derogatory term because they didn't because the old system was so heavy, right? But there's nothing lazy about guard throw escape, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
It's
being
an option
lazy
in
is
the
not
game to
doing
help
it.
you out.
like being lazy is not doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
That's true.
So go ahead and press start
Uh-huh.
and set the displays to your stick so we can see
Okay.
display settings. Yeah. So
Input
command
display. Oh, command. Okay.
Yeah. So now, and then set. So press start. Set CPU settings to guard and counterattack number 5. Okay, and it's gonna be set to neutral. Actually, let's set it to forward. Why not? You know.
How do
So
you
you
do
can
that?
start and then CPU settings.
Uh-huh.
Go down to throw
Oh.
direction. Yeah, set it to this one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's back, but we'll see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
is back. Okay.
Yeah. It's thinking of your logic, even though it's on the side of the screen of the AI.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
you know.
Okay.
You know? So do like an elbow into it early,
Oh.
but yeah. Okay, so elbow into guard throw escape forward, okay?
Why is he
All right.
elbowing?
Because he's elbowing, because it's random,
Oh.
right? So we're testing our technique. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So now, let's do elbow into crouch dash into standing guard. And just buffer it.
Okay.
Do it as fast as possible into standing guard. Nope, you want to do 3-3-5G. 3-3-5G. Here's a trick too. On stick, you can do 3-2-3-5G. You can do 3-2-3 or 3-5-3 as your down forward, down forward. So show me the crouch dash first. Okay? You're going to buffer that really fast after the elbow. And then you're going to standing guard, okay?
Okay.
Nope. You're not doing it properly. You got to really hold the 3 again, or do the 3-3 a little later, I guess. But let's focus first on the crouch dash instead of the standing guard. Okay? Yeah. Let's make sure we're doing that. Okay? So just elbow into doing that.
Like that?
Yeah, we're going to duck throws. Okay?
Oh, okay.
This is fuzzy guard.
Okay,
So
I was just
those are
timing it.
10 frames.
I was timing it awkwardly. Okay, I see.
Yeah, but you can still buffer like anything else. So, but if you buffer the guard too quickly, you're not going to do it. So my recommendation, yeah, you'll get a sense of the feeling for this. So this is fuzzy guard, and this is ducking the throw, but blocking in time for the elbow. And this is because throws are 10 frames and attacks are slower than 10 frames.
Yes. Okay.
Now here's the thing. When your opponent doesn't attack and it's pretty much at the hit frame, the game does a check to see if you're doing standing guard or crouching guard. Okay? And because of that, you'll snap to defend. Whatever that, you'll snap to standing guard or you'll snap to crouching guard based on what you were inputting at the time of the hit frame.
Oh, so that's why he stands back up.
That's why you can react block. This is why you can react high block. This is why you can react low block.
Okay.
The problem is throws don't work that way. Throws don't check to see if you're hitting down guard. So you cannot instant crouch guard a throw.
Okay.
You have to manually do it. So here's so the deal with that is that it takes 5 frames to crouch with a crouch dash.
Okay.
So, and when you crouch, you're going to be crouched for about like maybe 2 or 3 frames. So at -4 and -5, you can do this crouch dash fuzzy guard, and it times very well. You can buffer it, so it works really well. Okay.
Okay.
Let's record the AI. And it's going to dash up and it's going to do PK and then guard cancel and then into elbow and then and then set a second recording to do PK guard cancel into throw.
Okay. Was that too slow for the elbow?
That might work. Try it. We'll try it. We'll test it out.
Okay.
All right. Then we'll press start. Now let's set the display to the frame data because I want to make sure, because I could be giving you a bad advice. Okay. And then we're going to do random on these things here. Get hit by the PK.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. Lao's PK is +1. Really? Okay. Let's switch the character to we'll switch the character to Jeffrey.
Okay.
Lao's character, the opponent to Jeffrey. Most characters, this PK is gonna be like +5 or +4.
Okay, okay. His is
So this
+1,
is a
weird.
common fuzzy guard situation when they punish you with PK. That said, at -1, -2, -3, you can actually achieve fuzzy guard by holding down in guard, and the moment your head bobs down, you just kind of stand up in guard.
Okay.
So you can do 2G, 5G at -3 and better.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to...
Yep, Jeffrey's +4 here.
Alright.
So this makes sense, right? And you can feel the buffering in this too.
Yeah, I could feel the buffering now.
And then you can also practice guard throw escape against the throw you did. So just instead of fuzzy, just do the guard throw escape now. Right?
Okay.
So guard throw escape works. Fuzzy guard's a bit better though, when you can do it. But once they're +6, can't do it. Okay? Like
Is that a punish? Or why did it say counter on his whiff throw?
Because it is a punish. That's a recovery hit.
Oh.
So here's the thing. You can do I think you can do as much as a 16 frame, maybe a 17. If you pre-buffer, you can do a 17 frame attack on fuzzy guard. When you duck the throw. So yeah, I think normally you can do like a 15, but I can do about up to a 17. But for 17, I actually have to do a technique that we call fuzzy guard attack, which you don't always want to do, but it's really powerful. So now that you've gotten used to fuzzy guard, you can do fuzzy guard, and you can do you can tap the guard, and instead tap the guard and then press K.
Like that?
Like that. Yeah, do that. Keep doing the technique that way. Okay.
Okay.
If you do it right, you'll guard the mid, and you'll kick like when it's throw. Because what happens is that you won't get stuck on the block stun. The block stun makes it so you don't do this kick. So do fuzzy guard it. Yeah, you want to be able to block this though. Yeah, that's what you want to do. A little faster. But basically, you can almost blink it. You'd be like guard K, guard let go K, like G K, like tap G tap K.
Okay.
You want to get the counter hit one though, and the reason is you want to dash him all the way to the wall. Dash him all the way to the wall. Here's the thing. Okay, normally if you hit K, yeah, this is perfect. Practice this. Practice. Do this one. Elbow into fuzzy guard. Into fuzzy guard attack. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, oops.
Elbow. Yeah. So you want to do tap G, tap K. Yep. Perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, so
if you do this correctly, you gotta barely tap kick, and you gotta do like G then K really quick.
Yeah.
Because on recovery hit, you're gonna wall splat with this K. And then you can also, when you see that you're doing this, you can KK. But if they're at the wall, you can do the single K for a wall splat.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to do, but it's really fun. It's really rewarding if you get this. But you do have to hit the kick sooner. You're hitting the kick late. That's why the kick is coming out when you block. It shouldn't come out when you block.
Okay.
It's like almost like a pling. It's like pa-pum. It's like GK. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. That's the wrong button.
but this is a fun drill to practice. I'm going to show you another technique though too. I kind of jumped ahead with fuzzy guard. Guard throw escape. I think you're a competitive player, so you know that you're dealing with having a strong read versus having kind of a light read on your opponent. You're dealing with certainty and uncertainty. So guard throw escape like when you're not that certain, right? And fuzzy guard is something you kind of automatically do to force them. Just like the elbow. The elbow is used to like, because now they have to play around the elbow.
Yes.
Because it's fast, it's hard to crush. So the elbow just, it sticks them. It's like, it's hard for them to go around it. So they have to go out of their way to deal with the elbow. Okay. Fuzzy guard is the same way. Fuzzy guard, you do it because now they have to go out of their way to deal with fuzzy guard. That said, heavy characters have low throws, and low throw is a good way to punish fuzzy guard.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
You know, you're nothing the guard, suddenly low throw is scary.
Yeah.
You know? and the chance of you inputting the low throw meant you weren't committed to the fuzzy guard. You know? So it's really scary. But also, do you want to guess what the weakness of fuzzy guard attack is?
Fuzzy guard attack.
So fuzzy guard attack is you
I'm
layering
trying to
this
think.
in.
Staggers.
That's
Or
could be one way
delayed
to
strings, my bad.
So delay attack will mess it up.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Because you're gonna attack late. When you do fuzzy guard attack, you're tapping guard, but you're not really guarding. You're just guarding for that moment, and you're hoping to catch a fast mid, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But if they do a slow attack, you're gonna get smashed. Because by definition you're attacking late. So they just have to do a relatively slow attack. Also, if they do a string, because you're gonna block the first hit of the string and then you're gonna try to kick it.
Okay.
So fuzzy guard attack is not something you just automatically want to do, though fuzzy guard is something very strong. And fuzzy guard attack is very strong, but you're doing it specifically against people that buffer, but also are not trying to assault it. But there is an answer for fuzzy guard attack.
Okay.
What I would say is, when you want to win, you got to learn how to deal the damage in this game, right? And how to set up conditions like ring out. All the advanced techniques in this game are so powerful, but they're just helping you lose less.
Yeah.
So, and they're not that broken, though they are strong. I mean, okay. So earlier we talked about let's set guard and let's have the AI. Let's record the AI run up, jab, and then do a jab into kick and guard.
Okay.
And
like a
we're
feint?
gonna,
Like this, or
no, kick and guard
like
same
an
time.
actual? Oh, okay.
The full circular kick, yeah. Now this is the full circular kick, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now, here's the thing. So I want you to take the jab and evade,
Okay.
right? And you got counter hit because you evaded into a full circular.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Let's set a second recording number 2.
Uh-huh.
And let's do jab into 3K plus G. K, and when I say K plus G, I mean K and G at the same time.
Okay.
The plus is a so 3K plus G. Okay. Now this move, you gotta evade to his. Try to evade to his front. So take the jab, then evade to his front. Right? And you're supposed to evade to his back. So have you gotten used to looking at front and back yet?
What was that?
Pause it for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, in Virtua Fighter, we don't do left and right. We do it for some things, but we don't really do it. We do. Every character in Virtua Fighter is ambidextrous.
Is that why it just tracked both ways after he did it the first time?
So the thing is so we look at they're switch hitters. Okay. Right? In Tekken, everybody's orthodox, even though Horon can switch stance to can do both. But so Horon can be southpaw or orthodox. But in Tekken, everybody's orthodox. in Virtua Fighter, everybody's a switch hitter. They can be orthodox or southpaw.
That's
So
insane.
what matters is you could either traditionally we teach it as front, where's their chest facing, and then where's their back facing. Okay?
Okay.
So that's what matters the most. And one of the first reads you can do on an opponent, if they sidestep, are they sidestepping based on up and down, or are they sidestepping based on front and back?
Okay.
So Jeffrey back is to beat this move, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it's important to evade in the direction that would control your opponent's options. All right.
Okay.
So Leon could evade and then do PKP as the easy one, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to teach you how to do the ridiculous punish I do?
What is it?
You can
I'm
do
curious.
that, but okay, that one's great. The ridiculous punish that I do. Okay, so let's turn the AI off so we can
Okay.
keep the motion. Okay, so I told you can crouch dash with 3-3 and 3-2-3. I want you to do 3-2-3, and I want you to roll it into a fireball. So 3-2-3-6, and then P plus K at the same time. So P plus, yes, that's the move. Okay, I want you to get used to doing this two-handed push. Okay, so now let's go back to our recording.
Okay.
And I want you to evade Jeffrey. Nope,
Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
you recording.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or what was it?
3K plus
3.
G.
It was 3. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and make sure he's guarding. Yeah. So now I want you to evade punish this with that move. You got to evade to his back. Here's the
Oh,
trick.
that's right.
Actually, let me tell you a trick here. Okay. A trick for seeing stance is gonna, from what I told you, is gonna be a little awkward. And I want you, from this successful evade, I want you to buffer that move.
Okay.
I want you to buffer the crouch dash and the forward punch and kick. That fireball motion. Shortcut dragon punch into fireball. Yes, that. Now I want you to keep doing that. You haven't got it yet, you will. You're gonna love what you see when you do it. When you master this move. Okay, we're gonna step back from this for a second because I'm gonna teach you another technique first. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the new technique I'm gonna teach you.
Whoa, 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 wait. Hold on. My bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you can do that twice.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
PK.
that's cool. Okay. I thought that correctly then.
You did. That is actually a really good punish, and it gets them to the wall, and it can lead to a wall combo.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
So
I didn't mean
here's-
to interrupt. But go on.
No, that you made a wonderful discovery because that's very true, and it's a very good one too, because that is a very useful one for Leon. So here's the gist. Okay, when you get a successful evade,
Mhm.
you cannot cancel it. It'll lose successful evade, and then you can buffer your next move, but it's not cancelable, except for into offensive move. So you can do offensive move to the when you evade to the back. So try offensive move.
Oh, whoops.
It's hard to do though. You gotta do it like right away,
Okay.
and even then, I think it screws it.
Oh, whoops.
All right, but that said, aside from that though, so you did cancel, but you got hit, right? That sucks. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so here's the gist though. You cannot cancel a successful evade, except for that. You can
Okay.
cancel failed evade. And so, now I want you to evade to his front. Okay? And now you're
And
getting
get
hurt,
hit?
right? Yeah. Now, here's what I want you to do. Evade to his front, and I want you to dash and guard. Dash forward
Okay.
and guard.
Oops. Like that?
Yep. So you canceled the failed evade, you dash canceled it, and then you guarded. It's not a perfect technique. If they do a really fast half circular, you will get hit. But against a slow enough fast half circular, you can defend it.
Just so people can see. Oh,
So
whoops.
this technique against Jeffrey is really, really good. when you have the frames for it. So when you're not too minus, if you're really minus, you're in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm. Like that?
So for example, yeah. So for example, let's get counter hit. Let's hit a button right before he jabs, and then try to do this.
Okay.
Doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Oh,
don't have the
okay.
frames to do this. You need frames to do this. If you're -7, if you're -8, not gonna work. But if you're
Ah,
but
I
when you were
see.
-5, it worked. So when he hit you with the jab, normally you were able to do this.
Yeah. Ah, I see. I see. Okay.
Making sense? Okay, now I want to show you something crazy.
That's just
You
on
can do this
normal
with
hit? I
crouch
thought that
dash
was on
too.
counter hit. That's crazy.
Yeah. So now try evade fuzzy guard, evade crouch dash standing guard. So evade fuzzy guard.
Okay.
Get hit and then do the evade and cancel into a fuzzy guard. So it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this technique is really strong. At -5, you can still do this against this particular move. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now let's do another crazy thing. This ECD guard. Let's go to the let's set the recording to #1.
Okay.
Don't override it.
Yeah.
Press
Okay.
square. Yeah. You can evade crouch dash. You can evade dash guard this too. And this is so slow that you can do this. You might even be able to do it on counter hit, but I'm not sure.
Let's see. Oops.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no, not counter hit. Oh! Hey,
You did it.
that's crazy. You just have to be a little fast with it, but yeah.
It's also because you're snapping. You might be snapping into the crouch on ECD. But yeah. So this
That's
technique
crazy.
is really strong. And I want to give you another secret about this technique. This evade crouch dash.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's stop the AI for a second, and we're gonna think experiment this. Okay.
Okay.
Fuzzy guard. How does it work? Why does fuzzy guard work when you crouch dash into standing guard?
So fuzzy guard works for it being able to deal with multiple scenarios that players can normally set you up with. For example, like a strike throw or a strike
Yeah.
into.
The gist of fuzzy guard though, the fuzzy guard itself is just simply you're crouching under a throw, and then you're standing up to defend against highs and mids.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Okay.
Okay. So that's all it's doing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So in the right situations, when somebody does a fuzzy guard correctly, they're ducking under an immediate throw, and they are guarding the attacks, right? Okay. So here are the ways to beat a fuzzy guard. The standard ways to be a fuzzy guard:
Mm-hmm.
immediate low throw, which which mostly the heavy characters have, and Aoi and Pai have,
Uh-huh.
and Elblaze, but mostly the grappling oriented characters have it. So low throw will be the fuzzy guard. Okay.
Okay.
Low attack, in theory, could beat it unless they are fast enough to react and block low. Okay.
Okay.
But low attack is a fast low attack is a way to beat a fuzzy guard because they're trying to guard the mid, right?
Uh-huh.
Delay throw is a way to beat fuzzy guard because they're ducking the throw,
Oh,
and then they're
yeah.
standing to guard, so you're attacking that, right?
Okay.
If characters that have guard breaks will beat a fuzzy guard, right? Too. So now here's the thing. I just showed you technique, evade crouch dash. That ECD, think of it as a delayed fuzzy guard. Okay?
Okay.
And now, if you do low throw, here's the funny thing. When they do low throw, no, if you were crouching or whatever, when you do an evade, it instantly stands you up,
Oh.
right? So even let's record Jeffrey do something here. Okay. Jeffrey do on number 3. Number
Uh-huh.
3, we're gonna have him dash to him and then just do down punch and kick. Down punch and kick at the same
Oh.
time. Sorry, down punch and Yeah. So that into a low throw. We'll do down forward, punch and guard as the low throw.
Okay. Like that?
Go ahead. That's fine. Now in this case, if you got counter hit, this thing would work against you. Okay. So go ahead and play it. And yeah. Right. So now the thing is when you get hit by this, like let's do it on counter hit. Get counter hit by this move. Okay. So now you can do this. I'm going to show you why low throw is weak now, okay? Low throw is weak because if it's not guaranteed, it can accidentally be beaten. And I'll show you all the ways that low throw can be beaten, okay? Number 1 is attack. Number 2, do an evade.
Oh, so low throws aren't tracking.
No, it's not because of the tracking. It's because you stood up.
Because you stood up, because you're canceling your crouch into a stand. Okay, that is
standing right away. And in this game, you don't transition as much. It's like you're just instantly crouching or instantly standing when it happens. So you're in crouch state or you're in stand state. This is a big distinction from Tekken, and this is kind of why I do try to discourage the Tekken players from thinking too much about while standing and while crouching, because it confuses what they're thinking about when we're talking about crouching and standing in Virtua Fighter. Okay. So now here's the thing.
Oh.
You want to see a funny way to beat low throw?
Huh.
Do a throw.
Oh, what the hell?
Right? Because what happened here? You instantly stood up, but his low throw failed. Low throw is still a standing technique.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So here's the gist. Low throws actually are good, but they are low throws are actually good, but only in certain very narrow situations. Number 1, when they're guaranteed, they're good because they force a 3-way guessing game, and the damage can be a lot.
Okay.
And the thing is that when it's guaranteed, they're really putting you into that situation. And it's not like the neutral throw where the neutral throw is kind of a gimp throw. Oh, for most characters except for Pi, all 3 low throws do a lot of damage.
Okay.
So there's that. Now here's the other, but the second situation low throw is good is against fuzzy guard. To call out a fuzzy guard, because when you fuzzy guard, you're almost certainly not going to be inputting a low throw escape, and if you do, you've ceased to be doing a fuzzy guard.
Okay.
So calling out a fuzzy guard is really good for a low throw. Jeffrey has a lot of situations where he gives you the opportunity to fuzzy guard, but he kind of wants to do that to you so that he can low throw you. But you shouldn't be afraid of it. You should just understand that's just part of his game, But fuzzy guard is still very effective, and it's still going to force... You got to force him to do the hard thing. So force him to go to do the low throw. And then use that information, Now, here is the second part. We talked about evade crouch dash. Evade crouch dash is basically a delayed fuzzy. And then not just that, it's an evade into a fuzzy guard. Because if they were trying to do a low throw, you instantly stood up when you did ECD. When you did evade cancel, right?
Yeah.
And if they did a low attack right away, there's a decent chance you could evade that. The problem with mid-low mix-up in this game is that it could be probably open to evade.
Okay.
Right? And then ECD is suddenly evading that, right? And then maybe they did a guard break. Guard break is scary, right?
Yeah.
But if you're evading, guard break's not a problem. Right?
Okay, that's fair.
Right? Now here's the thing. If they delay throw you, your ECD did a failed evade, canceled the evade into a crouch dash. So you just did a delayed crouch dash, so you're probably going to duck their delayed throw.
It's crazy.
Right? So you can use the fuzzy guard as a way to narrow their counter offense options. And then you can use ECD as a way to mix that up on defense. Now, that doesn't give you damage or anything, but you can use what you get from those to try to counter offense.
Yeah.
Now, that said, Fuzzy Guard only works up to -5. If you're -6, it won't work.
Okay.
If you're -6 in standing, this is why we call it big advantage when it's +6 to +9.
Okay.
Because it's a real mix-up. Like for them to beat. Now here's the gist. Okay, Jeffrey likes to jab you into. He likes to counter hit you with jab, and then do half circle forward throw.
Okay.
Okay. What is your best option there? Knowing that he's always going to do this. The next time you get counter hit by the jab, what should you do?
That throw, right?
Yeah. So what is your best option here?
Let's see. The fuzzy guard?
You think it would be, but it's not. That said, you actually did a delay throw here, so you got to input the throw faster.
Okay.
So
Like that?
yeah.
I looked faster, yeah.
Remember, in this game, you're not punished for being too fast that much. If you're allowed to be pretty fast.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, and let's keep doing this because I do want to see this thing here. Yeah, because if you do this, you can't fuzzy guard. If you get counter hit, you cannot. In theory, you shouldn't be able to fuzzy guard unless he's doing the throw late.
Okay, so let me
Just
record
commit.
that then.
Don't even hit check it. Just jab into half circle forward throw.
Oh, whoops.
That's fine. You can do that one too.
Okay.
Just for the sake of it. So this is neutral throw, right?
Ooh.
Because you hesitate because you were following instructions. So.
Oh, my bad.
All right, let's see if this one will work. So if this works correctly, when you get counter hit, you can't. Right? But now try to do
Oh
fuzzy
yeah,
guard.
there's no way.
Verify. Let's do the fuzzy guard to verify.
Yeah,
Can't,
you
right?
can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that we know this, okay. That said, so maybe guard throw escape is good. But here's the answer. Guard throw escape is not the correct answer.
Uh-huh.
Guard throw escape is what you do because you're not sure what he's going to do. But here, you know that he's going to counter hit you with jab, that when he counter hits you with jab, he's going to go for a throw. Okay. By the way, when you get staggered, it won't work. So you got to move him to middle. Yeah. So here's the answer. You got to, the correct answer is to attack. To do a launcher,
Really?
do P4K, do 4-6K. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Because he's not +10. Even if he's +9, your attack's gonna win. Attacks beat throw.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I would have never answered with, oh yeah, just attack them. That's crazy.
That's why I have to teach it this way, right? This is why I have to teach it this way.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
you can do 6 XP now. You know,
What the hell?
right? Isn't that amazing? Right? So,
That is crazy.
you can do 4-6K plus G. Why not? You know.
Oh,
No, it might be
my
too late. Like
God.
you might be able to block in time for that.
Oh.
You know.
That is crazy.
Right? So in VF, yes, you can duck and punish. Yes, you can guard and punish. You can also space and punish. But this game's mix-up is not mid-low. Like, we'll talk about that. But this core mix-up is mid-throw. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And when it's mid-throw, then if you have a read on your opponent, if you have a confident read, you're like, he is so going to throw now. That's when you launch. But then when you're like, no, he's so going to attack now. Now I want you to record another one. Now I want you to record him to dash up, jab, and 6K.
Okay. That's not 6K. There we go.
Okay. Right?
Mhm.
So you could guard and punish this. You could guard throw escape and then do 3P plus K PK, right? This is kind of like for this kind of move, this is actually your normal punish here. Yeah, that one. You got to do it early though. So remember VF early, right? And this is
Yeah.
why we're seeing. This is why people, when they're first playing VF, they think the game is lagging online, even when it's not, because they
Okay.
don't know how early you need to be in VF. That you want to buffer. You want to get used to
Okay.
this game, encouraging you to input early. That's why I stress keeping it.
Uh-huh.
Because if you don't know that, you're going to be late, and people are going to counter hit launch you all day,
Okay.
right? You're going to think the game. You're going to think it's the lag, and it's like it's not. It's you're not used to playing VF the way it wants to be played. That's really it.
Okay.
And there is a place for delays, but master buffer and then master delays. You know?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Technically, if you know he's going to do this, you could do 4-4K. That's actually your best punish.
Oh.
It's just that you have to do it early because of this complicated input. Because this complicated input, no, back kick,
Oh, my bad.
right? But the problem is you got to do this early. You got to commit to this one because, so this is why Japanese players don't do this as a punish. They do this as a punish at -16, not at -15, even though it's a 15 frame attack, because the chance of being late is pretty high. But if you were predicting that he would do this knee, then you can do it, right? That said, the place where you should punish like this is if you program the Jeffrey to do 6-2P.
Would you? Sorry, I'm looking at my numpad. Would you 6? What was it?
6PP.
Oh, okay.
Elbow
I thought you said
punch, like
6-2.
forward punch.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, 6PP. Yeah. This one. So when he does this one, when you see this move, now you can prepare back, right? Because you kind of, when you know that this is the move, there you go. But you got to commit early. It's hard.
Oh, I see.
But because it's a string, it's giving you a prompt that you can prepare for it. You just got to make sure you finish the motion. You can finish the motion 12 frames before you recover. Don't forget that.
Okay.
Try to finish early. Try not to time your guard punish.
Like that?
Yeah. Input early.
Oh, that
Use
feels
the buffer.
super weird. Like,
Right? Use the buffer. This is hard to get used to when you play other games, but you'll get used to it, and I promise you it won't ruin the way you play other games. It's just that you'll just remember, oh, in VF I can buffer early. I can input early. But it is hard to get over this from other fighting games for a while. Japanese players have no trouble because they all play VF a decent amount.
uh-huh.
But
That's so interesting. Okay.
yeah. So when people complain about the lag, I'm not discounting that, but I am saying there's a high chance that they just don't know how to use the buffer yet. Because even offline, you're realizing you want to input early in this game.
Yeah.
This game doesn't want you to wait an input, because if you wait an input, the chance of you being late is high. Right? How often were you hot? How often were you slow on this? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like
that makes
just use
sense.
the buffer. The hard part is the fighter's instinct is telling you not to do this. So I'm trying to teach you to do it.
Uh-huh.
You know? Because your instinct from other games, your experience from other games is, oh, I don't want to screw up that link. I don't want to screw up that punish. Right?
Yeah.
And so you're trying to have it both ways in your head. You're trying to let me try to do it the way I do it in Tekken. Let me try to do it the way I do it in Under Night. And it's like, for this game, just get used to doing this. But later on, you'll learn how to control your timing on it. You know.
Mhm.
But the problem here is you got to just commit to doing it early. For 4-4K, if you want to punish this type of move with 4-4K, you have to commit early, because being a frame late is going to cost him to block it. You cannot be a frame late, but the game will let you buffer, so you could be early, and it's not a problem. So that's why I teach that this move you could do it, but on knee, almost for sure you're going to mess it up. Almost for sure you're going to mess up against the knee, because we just don't have that much time to think about it. And if you're just like, oh, I could 4-4K now, you might be too late, because of the input complexity. And because in Virtua Fighter, things recover a little faster than other fighters. So use the buffer. So a big part of learning Virtua Fighter is using this buffer. Like, admit that you
Okay, so okay, that's where I was messing up. You could hold the back on the second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to do.
You can sustain inputs on a lot of stuff. There is some exceptions, but generally you can sustain the last input, the last direction, and then hit the attack.
Okay.
But you can also see that it's really easy to punish with 3P plus K, which is also 15 frames, right? 3P plus K eye poke, very easy to punish, right?
Uh-huh.
That's because the input complexity makes it easy. Think of when people hear back, they're thinking of it as 2 inputs, but it's really like 3, right? It's back, neutral, back. And so it's costing you more time than you think. Direction taps cost you a little more time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just gotta get the timing on like the.
But I'll just tell you though that if you just give in to doing the buffer, there's not that much timing to worry about. But back kick is one of the harder ones. Is hard. I gave you this intentionally hard one so that you can see like how much you had to use the buffer for this one. But normally you don't even have to use much of the buffer, but this one you do. And this is why the Japanese don't treat this as a 15 frame punisher.
Okay.
Even though it's the best one.
It seems like you get a lot of damage off this. Like, if you could...
Like Leon is not good on guard punish, right? Because 3P plus K is your real punish here. Is usually your punish when you don't have time to think, right?
Yeah.
But look at how much damage that was compared to the 4-4K, right? That said, if you counter hit with 3P plus K, you can do 4-4K.
Oh, can you?
And you can't do that. Yeah, because of the stun on counter hit, you can visually confirm this one. Back kick.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what you want to do with this move.
Okay. Yeah, the stagger is a little like tricky to get used to, but I think once I do it, like my brain's like, hey, you don't have to do the input that fast. You have a lot of time to get 4-4K.
You have a lot of time, you just got to do it sooner. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. So my advice, this game will train you because here's the thing. I explained situation checking, right? Do you remember what situation checking is?
If you don't mind giving me a little refresher.
So hit confirm is when you watch to see what the hit
that's
is.
right. Yeah. Okay.
Situation checking is you're watching your opponent and you're making a determination you're making a prediction about the hit. Okay?
Yeah.
Is situation checking and hit confirm mutually exclusive? Do you think those two are mutually exclusive?
No.
They're not, correct.
Especially not in a game like this. Like,
you can situation check and then hit confirm. You can do both, right? You can still make the prediction. You just don't act on it, but you make the prediction and then you confirm it with the hit.
Yeah.
So learning how to situation check in this game will improve your play in other games.
Okay.
It's gonna allow you to process that information sooner. You're not having to react faster. You just have to react sooner. You can be as slow or as fast as you already were. But the place that you're looking and observing is earlier. And you can still do this in Tekken. You can still do this in other games. Street Fighter encourages you to do this. It's just that a lot of times we get used to the hit confirm. And hit confirm is very secure. So sometimes we might use our focus for other activities before the hit happens. But in this game, it's kind of training you that you should be watching before that hit. You should actually try to make some guesses and decisions even before the hit, even before they make contact.
Okay.
You don't have to, but you can, and it will be to your benefit. You will be observing better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
So this game is going to train you on that, because in this game, it's encouraging you to make your decisions sooner. It rewards you for making decisions earlier. That's why 50-year-old guys can be the best in the world in this game. Like, some of the best players are 50 years old.
It's crazy.
Right? And that's not because they're faster than the young guys. Right? But they are making decisions earlier.
Yeah.
They're queuing those decisions. They're making reads. And they are reacting fast. But they're not reacting faster than a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
They just know that they can make that decision point sooner in this game, because this game will let you input that. It when you get used to buffering, it's actually lowering a skill barrier, because your character is taking care of the timing part.
Okay.
Right? You're like, oh, I know I can punish, because as long as I do it 12 frames before I recover, my character will just automatically do the frame tight punish.
Uh-huh.
So this concept is hard because other games punish you for inputting too early. This game is kind of encouraging you to do it. You don't have to. You can still perfectly time. But perfectly timing is a bit harder. And it's better to just go with delay or early in this game. But you can still do perfectly on time. But your margin of error is lower if you insist on doing it that way. And you're making it harder for yourself. But anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, I love this information. I promise I'm like intaking all of it. It's just like, it's so like mind-blowing to me.
You're doing amazing. The reason I can go into deep topics is because I know that you're following, and because you're doing the example right away. And that's why I'm really happy you're recording this, you know.
Okay, thank you.
And I hope you
really
don't mind,
appreciate it.
I know I infodump, but this is because we're talking about how to bridge those concepts for you, right?
No, I don't mind the info dump. It's as much as I could get. I'm all excited for the information. I don't mind at all.
Now here's another thing. Here's another option select you can do. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let's do the recording where he was doing the knee.
I forget. Is that 6K?
I think it's this one. I think, yeah.
Okay.
But we can. I think you can play this one. I think it's that. Nope. Okay.
Oh no,
let's re-record it. Yeah, in the 6K. Okay. We've established that the best punish you could do, which is really hard to do, if you predict, is 4-4K. The best guard punish Leon has. Mm-hmm. But the best punish is actually evade. Evade is what you do to punish big attacks.
Because it's a longer recovery, correct?
Okay. So you can do 3P plus K, 3P plus K, PK. You can do the combo 4-6K. You could do P plus K.
See?
Right? Maybe you can do 6-6P. That would be funny. I will laugh if you can do 6. You can do 6-6P.
Oh my god.
It's like so stupid, right?
That's funny.
Now here's the thing though. Something I do want to tell you. Evade is 23 frames. Okay? So how much disadvantage they have depends on when you evaded their attack. If you evade it early, you have more advantage. If you evade it at the very, very last second, not so much, right? So get counter hit and evade. And then do 6-6P.
Okay.
Right? Doesn't work, right? It worked before. It worked when you were -5. It did not work when you were -8. Maybe it does. Holy crap, that's funny if it does. But this is how punishable this move is.
It's crazy.
Now, you want to see a bigger punish?
Huh.
Actually, this might be the biggest punish, but do the ECD technique to evade, but roll it into forward punch and kick at the same time.
ECD, I'm trying to think.
So you gotta do evade neutral, and then you gotta do 3-2-3-6 P plus K. Crouch dash into 6 P plus K. Let's practice the move again. Let's turn the AI off. And remember 3-2-3. Okay, so I want you to think of this. Do 3-2-3. 3-2-3, not tapping. Go from 3, slide it to down until you
okay.
Unclick. Feel the micro switch unclick.
Okay.
And then Basically, do you know how to show me a Dragon Punch shortcut? Shortcut Dragon Punch.
Isn't it just down, down four, down four? Well, I guess it depends on the game.
So you can do 3-5-3, but you can do 3-2-3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Leon, you really want to be able to do both. Okay? Understand, you want to do crouch dash both these methods. 3-5-3 and 3-2-3. He actually has a move 3-3 P plus K. That move. And turn the AI on hit. CPU setting. All the way back to like neutral or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So this move, press punch and guard the moment it hits.
Punch and guard, right?
Yeah, hit throw the moment it hits. Hit it a little early. Don't mash it. Try to perfectly time it.
Ah, I see. I see.
So
Okay.
he's got this move, right?
So it's a just frame, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a hit throw that he has.
That's a
Now,
lot of
let's say you
damage.
don't want to do this, but if you did 3-3, and like, let's say you want to do the eye poke. Let's say you want to duck a high and do the eye poke. You can't do it 3-3 P plus K. It won't work. 3-3 P plus K at the same time, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Because you're getting this.
Yeah.
So now, instead of do 3-3, instead of doing 3-5-3, I want you to do 3-2-3. Yeah. See?
Oh,
Now you can do
okay.
it. Because it's not reading the input as 3-3 P plus K.
Oh, because you're not going back to neutral, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's why you want to learn these two. Now, this two-handed poke that you're doing, 3-2-3, 6 P plus K.
Yes.
Yep. Just get used to rolling it like this, because you're on stick, right?
Yeah.
Because you're on stick, just get used to rolling it like this. Now, practice evade, cancel into this. So just do evade and then do this. Into the two-handed poke. Yeah, that. This is what you want. This is Leon's evade punish. If you side recovery hit with this, they crumple.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So
Okay.
now, go back to the recording. Recording 3, play. And now you can do
That is like plus 60 frames of just being able to do whatever. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was.
Right? So do
Damn,
this,
that's crazy.
And then you can do the combo. You can do. It's only on side recovery hit or side counter hit. But definitely have the AI do this thing because you have to do it this way. It won't work
Okay.
on counter hit normal.
So just record it, like
Yeah.
do it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Oops.
Remember 3-2-3-6.
Right? But
Okay, you'll get these.
I don't think I'm rolling it.
Do it a little later. Do the crouch special later or something. Just remember that it's crouch. He has to be crouching. That's the problem. So there you go.
Okay.
So the 3-2-3 is to get the crouch dash, and then into the 6P plus K. You'll get used to this. Try holding the 3 a slightly longer.
Okay.
Remember that it's forward punch and kick, and you can hold the forward.
Okay.
Huh. You're not getting the crouch dash. Yeah.
I wonder why.
Let's turn on the other input display reader.
How do I do that?
Okay, so on display settings, you move it right one more to input display.
Uh-huh. Oh, and then record.
You're doing a little too fast. Okay, try holding the... When you do the crouch dash, try to sustain the crouch dash a little longer. You're doing it too fast, that's what it is.
Okay.
Like first, do evade into a crouch dash. Let's just do that.
Like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm doing it too slow.
That's okay, but we're at least getting this, so now you can just move it faster and faster. Now the thing is, now you don't want to sustain the crouch dash, now you just want to do it all in motion, because if you get used to crouch dash buffering,
There we go.
it only adds 1 frame to execution if you buffer crouch dash.
Okay.
So crouch dash normally is going to be like 5 frames, but when you buffer a crouch dash into an attack, it's only adding 1 frame of execution.
Okay.
So do this, and then now you can do, now that you're getting used to this, see if you can get it done 5 more times. 1. You're also ending on 7p plus k, so...
7. Oh, am I really?
Or 9, sorry, I meant 9, but yeah, it's okay. It's something else, it's just not getting the crouch dash. So right now it's just more of that the crouch dash might be being done too early. You might just want to wait a slight moment for the crouch dash. But if you do get used to this move, it's huge. You will do huge combos, you'll get them to the ring out or to the wall. It's just ridiculously strong. Four, 3, 4,
Oh.
5. Alright, so now...
Okay, well, now I'm starting to...
You can guard. So now you can do 4-6k plus G after it.
4-6k plus... Oh, this. The big flip kick, right?
Yeah. And then just do the punish that you want after that.
Ooh.
It's hard, right? You're mentally stacked.
Yeah. it's a little. I'm starting to show.
You're doing amazing though. Like you really
Thank you.
like we're able to show a lot of high level application stuff with Leon because you're able to follow all of this. I know that it takes longer to put it to practice, and we will.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of did this to help you understand what's going on in the game.
Uh-huh. Okay, and then from here...
You can punch bound, yeah. So then you can do like punch into bound into elbow punch. Do all that.
Okay. So bound after that?
Yep. Yeah, you just have to commit to doing it really
Would
fast.
it be 4-3? 4-3 P plus K?
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay.
And then you have good...
That's really good wall carry too.
It does. Now, speaking of that, let's... Okay, so speaking of that, you can do 3... When you do 3P plus K, 3P plus K, and then PK, look at the carry. Look at how far you're going to move when you do that.
3P plus K.
The I poke, PK.
Okay. Let's see. That's really good, actually.
It is. So if you can get the punch kick, if you can get them into the wall with that, you're going to get a wall stagger, and then that gives you a chance to wall splat them.
Oh.
So it's one of those things where you use this to get them to a wall combo too. So that's where I would like change the option from the side crumple into that. Right? Yeah. In this
Okay.
case, you might want to evade the other way. So evade down.
Okay.
We're almost there. There you go.
Oh, I thought I had that one.
Three
Oh, I thought I
people's
had
case.
that one.
You want to eye poke twice.
Oh,
Punch.
okay.
In that case, you would have just done punch after that, but PK. Yeah.
Okay. And then what would I do after that?
You could 9K them if you can get them to get staggered.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one might not be guaranteed, but still, it's still fun. And when you get used to it, you might be surprised how often it works. So. But yeah.
Oh, I did that wrong.
Okay, so we did. You see, there's actually one option select we didn't go over. So let's set the AI to guard and counter attack 5 again.
Okay. Guard and counter attack 5.
And this is gonna overlap a few concepts as well.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is now you have the AI set to forward throw. So you're gonna do like elbow, or actually side kick. Let's do uppercut for real practical purposes.
Okay.
Leon does his uppercut against Jeffrey. Okay, so 3-3P. 3-3P.
Oh, 3
Or
CP.
8 people's K also. 8 people's K is fine.
Okay.
So 8 people's K, you're -8 when they block this. This means that they get a mix up against you. So you don't even do a jump. Yeah, you do this. So because of this, you cannot fuzzy guard after this.
Mm-hmm.
You're either so when you're not sure what to do, guard throw escape is good, but also evade throw escape is also good. So do an evade, and when your character starts evading, do the throw escape. Or when like the time, this is something where you got to do the time of the recovery. Because now, I want you to try evade throw escape, but do it early. Do evade guard throw escape, but do the guard throw escape early, and you will not evade. Keep doing it. In this case, you're doing it wrong. So evade into guard throw escape. Whenever you do a guard throw escape, whenever you do a throw escape, do it as guard throw escape, so that when you recover, you're at least guarding. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You need to do the press guard first.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's what's happening though. Even though you're inputting evade, it's not happening when you do this. You know why?
I actually don't.
Because the guard is canceling the evade on the buffer. When you hit guard, it says no. It resets the input buffer.
Okay.
So your evade no longer is on the buffer stack. It's no longer remembering that you pressed evade before that. So to do a proper evade throw escape, guard throw escape, you gotta input the evade, and then around the time that your character would recover, that's when you do a throw escape. Basically, when they start to sidestep, do the guard throw escape. Does that make sense now?
Is this
so
correct?
Now, when it does the, yes, this is correct.
Okay.
You want this. Because now let's go back to recording the AI. Let's make 3 recordings so we can wipe off, so we can make sure that random will work well.
Okay.
One of them is going to be jab into knee. So jab into 6K.
6K? Okay.
Okay, the other one's going to be jab into throw.
Okay.
Okay. And then the last one, let's do jab into 1K, into down back and kick.
Okay. That?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now, first I want you to test fuzzy guard. I want you to get hit by the jab and do a fuzzy guard.
Okay.
Yep. But here's where the fast low beats the fuzzy guard, right?
Yeah. I see it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so now Now I want you to do evade, guard, throw, escape
Okay.
on all three random. Yeah. Now you can
Ah.
punish. You can both of these attacks. You can evade punish. You can elbow punch the low kick. You can probably do more, but you could at least do that. So 6 PP on the low kick, and then combo launcher on the knee.
Oh, is elbow punch guaranteed from the side?
Yeah, because he's crouched. Because it's crouching.
Oh,
So
that's
if you whiff punish like someone crouching, elbow punch is an easy one to do because it's just really fast.
Okay.
And then so on crouch hit that punch is guaranteed. So now you're seeing the strength of evade throw escape because this now you're punishing the low and you're punishing the mid and you're escaping the throw. It's a guess, but you're
all in
escaping
one movement. That is crazy.
right? So now you're seeing this layered defense at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing also why this is one of the reasons mid-low is not a good mix-up in this game.
Yeah, that makes sense now because you could just
Right?
really punish it if read properly with this.
So here's another thing I want you to do. Let's show the frame data. Let's set it to detailed stats.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. All right. Display, right? Detailed stats. There we go.
Yep. All right. Now let's do the same drill that we've been doing, but let's watch the info. Like let him hit you.
Okay.
+6.
Damn, that's +6. That's crazy.
He's -6. He's
Oh
-6
yeah.
for
My
hitting
bad.
you.
My bad. Sorry.
So he
I read
is
that wrong. I got scared for a second. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a
But
good low.
He's -6, right?
Yeah.
So you can just 8K right away after taking that low kick. Low attacks in this game are like good as chip damage.
Oh, AK.
So in this game you should like
Oops.
well, I mean like even if you got hit by it, 8K is still a fine option because it's a mid that's like it's like an 18 frame mid, and at +6, even if he low kicks hits you with the low kick, you can 8K on reaction and stop a lot of things he would do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? So that the point is that now you're covering your base with a mid that's frame appropriate, and you're gonna and it's half circular too. So you're covering a lot of options here just by doing like 8K here, right? And that's because that low kick is when he hits you with low kick, you're +6.
Yeah.
So low attacks, they're good at chipping someone away, but a lot of times the reward is low or the risk is high. Now watch what happens if you block. Let's watch what happens if you just 2G all of this. So just hold 2G this whole time and reset the AI.
Okay.
Okay, -15. That means elbow punch is the punish. Right? And then this one you can punish if he throws, right? Right?
Yeah.
So like if he whiffs the throw, you can just like PK him or KK, you know?
Ah.
Now
Ooh.
here's the thing. Did you
Yeah.
notice that you fell small, but your launch is smaller when he did the knee here, when you crouched? So sometimes crouch can mitigate some of the launching.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So 2G is actually pretty strong until they force you to stand up into like a guessing game. You know,
Okay,
and then you
that's
gotta
fair.
make choices. So
Okay, it
I know
is
that
a smaller
today's
knee.
just been, I know that today's just been a lot of detail, and so putting it all together, I know you see a lot of it, but I also know it's a bit overwhelming. But how is this picture of VF shaping in your mind now?
I really like it. It's gonna really like like once like I'm doing all this now, but once I see it in a match, or now that all this information I've been given, once I either experience it in a match or see it in a match, I'll be like, oh, that right there, is that right there. And I kind of think once I start,
Do you have time to play a little bit?
Yeah, we could play. Oh, I'm gonna get bodied. All right, we could play.
Okay, that's okay. Like I'm not trying to body you,
Oh
but
no, I'm down. I don't
I do
mind.
want you to see. I do want you to kind of see it.